Okay. Hi, Anna. Ann. Why do I call you Anna? You're a guy. Crap. It's that whole foreign name thing. Anyway, what's up, folks? Sorry I'm a little bit late. I'm usually early. But I needed another cup of coffee. And yeah, I needed another cup of coffee. And I'm a little sluggish today. Don't know why. But it was all sunny out like 15 minutes ago. Now it's all cloudy and miserable. I don't get it. I mean, it's supposed to rain tonight, but it's supposed to snow. Snow here. Snow. It's May. It's going to snow. I don't like snow. This could be really bad, too, actually, if it does really snow. I mean, I probably won't get any here. If it even falls, it won't stick. It's too warm. It's still in the mid-50s out. But if it snows, the leaves are all out now, and it snows, oh, we're going to get devastated with power outages and that kind of crap. Anyway, printing. This is the only thing that was actually better with the Wisecam. I'm using the Logitech 920 whatever letters. There's about 20 versions of the 920, but this isn't as wide. It got rid of the fisheye, but it's not as wide. So you can't see this printer over here running. There's a printer over here running. And it's just making PPE. There you go. Now you can see it. But now you got to deal with the bright window. And it's kind of gloomy and dark out. And it's still bright out. Yeah, the brain box did come out fairly nice. I was going to install that today, and I'm just not. Explain this to me. The other night, I was on Chris's stream. The last 2 nights in a row, I was on Chris Workhockey's stream with him, hanging out. We were all BSing. I drank that whole bottle of wine. There's that much left in it. All by myself. I got mildly twisted. Put it simple. I woke up fine the next day. I mean, I could feel it, but there was no real hangover. I was fine. Got up, did stuff. No problem. Last night, everything was fine. Didn't do anything. Could not get up this morning. I was just dragging ass to the max this morning. Maybe I just need a drink. Maybe I'll feel better if I just drink every day. Yeah, the single layer over the gyroid looks pretty. It gives it a cool effect. It doesn't. If you actually see it up close, it's not that great looking. It's kind of hodgepodgey, kind of weird, but it does look good, like at a distance. It gives it that cool pattern. I almost wish I'd done like 2 layers. I wonder if it would still show through, but be smooth. There's like sections where it's missing and everything, which I don't care inside the box. Who gives a crap inside there? But yeah, I think I got that thing fairly well tuned considering I'm using the 0.8 nozzle. And there's almost no stringing. There's a little bit like around the little mount holes, like right here, there's some stringing. But all around these things, I can't believe these things held. I expected them to break off and I was just going to snip them and it'd be a square. And they're pretty solid. And that's with a 0.8 nozzle. I don't know if you guys get the whole BS about it. All of this is, there's no string. It's not cleaned at all. That's how it came off the printer. I mean, it's not perfect by any measures of means. And there's definitely some areas, but the only place I got any stringing is on really long moves. Like between these. If it's a really long move between one of these, because it seemed to do the whole border, and then it would do the 4 mount pins. And when it does the really long move like that is when it doesn't string. It just there's a blob there, and actually I think it's on the receiving side. It's not the because I mean it's a .8 nozzle. It's gonna freaking ooze. Plus I run it a little too hot too. Because I think I had that at 2010. And I should really kick it down to 205. If anyone's curious, this is Jesse PLA Bloodstone Metallic Red. And it's kind of a, I don't know how to describe it. It's a weird kind of bricky red. It's not at all, I expected, you know, when I saw pictures of it, because obviously the pictures now, even the camera here doesn't really give it the true color. It's kind of a pale red, but it has metallic fleck in it, but not a lot. I think the actual metallic fleck is what gives it the pale look, to be honest with you. It's kind of cool. I originally expected a more bright, vivid kind of red instead of a, I don't know. In one way I like it, in one way I'm not real. I expected something else. I shouldn't say I dislike it. I like it. I just expected a different. It's kind of a bricky red. And it's, I don't know, it's neat in one way and kind of not in another. I like it. I don't dislike it. It's just not what I originally expected when I ordered the color. But it's not bad. It's definitely a different color. It's not one you normally would see. If nothing else. And it prints beautifully. I mean, the bottom of this thing is like perfect. Printed on PEI. I believe. Yes, that's TH3D's regular flat PEI that he sent me when he sent me this thing. And he sent me a sheet of PEI too. And it's actually on printed solids flex plate, which is for, I think it's for the Railcore or something, which is way too big for all my printers. It's actually like, I don't know, 330. It's way bigger than all mine, but who cares if it's too big? As long as it works, fits, I can use it. Right? Right. Oh, the coffee. $60 degrees is nice. It's 50 out here. And it's windy. It's breezy. It's not really windy. It's breezy. That's why I don't have the windows open. Normally at 50 degrees, I'd have the windows open, but it's, I don't know, I'm feeling cold. Maybe I'm getting the flu. No. Oh, wait. Leave studio. Invite people. Let's invite some people. Who wants to jump in? What do we got the camera pointed at today, Jimmy? I don't want to do any thinking. I was going to mount this today. Just not in the mood to, like, think. Just not in the mood. We are pointed at a kind of foggy printer head.
Same thing as yesterday.
I can barely hear you. Do I have my TV way down? I think I have my TV way down. I do.
Only today it's not running.
That looks like a Prusa just because I can see orange.
It is. It's an MK3, but it puked a bearing yesterday.
It puked a bearing?
On the Y-axis.
Did it fall apart or did it just dry up?
It moves okay in one direction, but it won't move in the other direction very well.
So you need to soak it in rubbing alcohol overnight, let it dry for another day, and then pack it with my grease packer.
Considering it lasted 17,800 hours, I think it's time for a new one.
Yeah, but honestly, and the other thing to look at is look at the smooth rod that it's riding on and see if there's, run your hand around it with your fingernail or something. Make sure there's no grooves cut in it. because that's the number one reason I got rid of smooth rods on almost all my printers, but that one and that one that's only got well, I got rid of it on the Y, not the X and Z yet. But I'm not a big fan of smooth rods.
The rods are in good shape.
They're loud. Real LMUs are kind of loud running compared to wheels, and they're really no better. They actually work best if you kick them out of square with the rod because they never are truly within tolerance.
Good morning, Joe and Chris and Vince and everybody else.
What's up, Joe? Chris and Michael and Vince and Jimmy. Oh, you are Jimmy, aren't you? And a nut. We have a nut. It's an eccentric nut. It's a nut. So I don't know if you watched Clocky's stream last night.
I did.
But the whole llama loop thing was funny. But I actually took that thing apart, and I'm getting frustrated with when you go to change filament. Basically, the filament comes up between the two gears because it's got the Bondtech like thing, and it's still a little warm when you go to change the filament, and it'll wrap around the gear and hook. It'll wrap on one of the gears, and it cools as it hits the gear, and then it coats the gear, and you can't get the filament out. It's a pain in the butt, and it catches on the exit tube, the entrance tube when you're feeding normally, but exit when you're coming out because it's really tight to the gears. Well, last night I sat and filed it out and kind of opened up that hole a little bit. So I'm hoping it doesn't make it worse. I hope I didn't screw it up. Because you know me, I screw crap up first. I have to screw it up 3 or 4 times before I fix it right.
Everybody
running way better. The only 2 things I'm slightly concerned of, and I'm really not now because it's been running for, 20 minutes now. I was a little concerned because I didn't think about it when I was doing it. I left it assembled, and here I am filing, and I'm wondering if I got any of the metal files into the nozzle or.
Good one, Chris.
And because I actually opened up the top of the heat brake where it screws into the actual block. It sticks up almost to the gears. It's actually, you have that crown that they do between the 2 gears, and the crown goes up, and the heat brake goes right up above that point. I think it's actually maybe a 1/4 of a millimeter too long in all reality. But anyways, I took the file and I actually opened that up a little bit too and crowned it. So hopefully it'll feed better. It was really hard to load it, and reloading it last night after I did all that was super easy.
Hey, Brian Vines is here.
I haven't changed yet. It's a Vines. It's a Brian Vines.
Printing friend.
Printing all the stuff. All the things. Print all the things. What's that little cartoon thing? Print all the things with his arms out. I actually did one of the Joelbot. What did I ever do with that? I did a Joelbot print all the things, the print all the things little GIF. I did a Joelbot and I printed it. In multi-layered coloring layer thing. It actually came out pretty good. What did I ever do with that? I'd probably throw it out because I got tired of it sitting around. I don't know what people do. You watch all these guys like Filament Frenzy. What the hell does he do with all these prints after he prints them? I mean, what do you do with all that crap? I mean, I give mine away here and there, but if I printed as much as he printed on as many printers as he prints on, I would be filling my dump up. After a while, I'd be like, I can't keep all this crap. I got too much as it is, and I got a half a shelf here and my upper shelf up above the TV with I got a few vases and stuff up there. But that's it. I can't stand keeping crap. Oh, right here I got a little angry Warcocky. Angry green Warcocky. Which one of my nieces and nephews will probably steal in the next couple of weeks if they stop by.
I got my Chiron running yesterday.
You got your what?
Chiron, Anycubic Chiron.
I didn't know you had a Chiron.
Now you
You
do.
doing faces? I'm on load, baby. It is. I need to change the filament.
Good. Test run.
Yep, that was the whole point. What happened? Done 506 already, so change filament.
So, Brian, did your mayor down there lose his mind?
Waiting for filament unload.
Wuhan virus and Chinese virus is now hate speech?
Ooh, look at that. It just came right out. No problems at all. I might have actually fixed it.
I have to call that the llama fix.
Yeah, I would not recommend it. I could have just as easily screwed it all up permanently as I did fix it. And I'm actually pretty good with a file generally. So anyone who's not very good with a file, I would not recommend doing what I did last night to this thing. The question is, will it load too?
Yeah, I think, Brian, he's going to run into a little problem called freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech has this thing called restriction. Freedom of speech does not allow for discriminations. You cannot just spit out anything you want. I keep going on the computer like I need to do something on the computer. I'm actually doing it on the printer. Dumbass. Waiting for nozzle to heat. Why did it cool down? Why does it not keep it hot while I'm doing that? I'm going to have to change the little Cody code. I don't know where to change the Cody code, but somewhere in the firmware. Trying to heat, but it's not heating. Why is it not heating? There it goes.
Oh. Good morning, Sergio.
Why doesn't it maintain heat during all of this? That's what I don't get. Well, my vision's getting really bad.
French fries are done.
Not pulling the filament. Nozzle heating. What? Why? Why? It's pulling filament. That's why it wasn't pulling it. It went back into heating again. Why does it need to cool down and reheat? And it's spitting out filament. Still yellow. There it is. It's orange. Cool. I think that code needs to be changed. But that was definitely simpler than it used to be. It seems to have worked.
Did it used to screw up every time or just some of it?
Yeah. It would never ran smoothly. I always had to kind of fight with it. And even when it did work, it would never, especially ejecting. Excuse me, I caught something in my throat. It would always, you'd have to like, even when it went to eject, you'd have to like yank it out because there was always a little curl somewhere it's caught. Yeah, but I'm in the change filament setup. So while you're changing filament through the firmware, I went on the menu and said change filament. It wasn't using the runout sensor, it was using the change filament. So if you're changing filament, it should stay heated. At least for a certain amount of time. I mean, yeah, you could say, okay, if it sat there for 20 minutes, shut down, or 10 minutes, but the minute or two it takes me to reload, it should not cool down. Yeah, it might be. I don't know. I never really looked at it. It's kind of annoying. I got to set it up because I used to do it in Octoprint. I had an Octoprint change filament script. Actually, I think there was one written, and I just edited it. I don't remember. But I think there is one in Repetier, but I had never played with it.
Say, Brian, are you going to do a
Location
on your Rainbow Bear build?
Yeah, Brian. Why don't you jump in here, Brian? Because I still have yet to see this rainbow frame. Why don't you jump in here and show us your rainbow frame? Even if you're only here for
go to work soon.
Huh?
He's got to go to work soon.
He works from home.
Still got to go to work.
He's busting his ass. I want to see that thing. It looks really, really cool. Or it sounds really cool. I haven't. Everyone says it was kind of neat. I guess he opened it up on Warcocky stream or something. I don't know, but I never saw it, and I'm not searching through a freaking 4-hour stream for 30 seconds worth of video. Yes, I think you should.
Yes. Stream it instead of a video.
Here's what I've been thinking of doing with some of my stuff, like with the hodgepodge, Brian. Is you might want to do this too. Up to you. You'd probably be better at it than I am. I was going to stream the hodgepodge build, save the video, and then re-upload an edited version. So someone, if they wanted to see just the build, you know what I mean? They don't have to watch 4 hours of me BSing like this, which always happens when you're doing a live stream. But actually watch the important parts. So you'd end up having two videos on YouTube for the same thing, but one of them, is a couple hours of live streaming, and one of them is 10 minutes of edited video.
Sometimes we learn more from mistakes, Brian.
I am 100% proof of that. Oh, wait, I don't learn anything. I just make mistakes. I just keep screwing it up. I just screw it up so many times, eventually it just works. It's a roll of the dice. As long as you keep on trying, eventually you'll get it right. It's just, law of random physics, whatever you want to call it. What is it? Law of random. Yeah. Is it me, or is he getting nutty? I mean, he was always kind of goofy, which was fun, but he's getting really outright nutty now.
He's a unique personality, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I watch him, sometimes it's like, ugh.
Good luck, Michael. Hope everything goes good for you.
Foot doctor. I gotta take my mother to the foot doctor one of these days, and I don't know how the hell they're gonna pull that off. Of course, the first hour of Neary stream has been hanging out and interacting with viewers. Yeah, he does spend. I don't know, whatever. He's all right. I like Neary.
How did the virtual doctor's visit go yesterday, Lama?
All right. It's actually why I'm printing PPE, because somehow he heard through the grapevine I was doing it. And he said, just as he was getting ready to hang up from my mother on their little thing, I walked down there, to make sure the thing was working. And he's like, I want some of those things. I hear you're making them. I'm like, yep. He goes, well, I'm going to order some masks from your mother, and I want you to send a bunch of those, and we'll pay you. I'm like, don't worry about it. So I'm going to make him some for him in his office. Because he's got a nurse that's complaining. She actually puts tape behind her ear because the mask is hurting her ear.
And I always try and get Chris to laugh on his stream. It's my goal for the day, Brian.
Why? I mean, other than just to watch somebody laugh, but
I like to get him to laugh.
yeah. He was cool. When I met him for the first time, I'd never even heard of him. I met him at IRF the first year. He was right behind me in the tables. And he had all those mass, you know, him. He's, you know, he prints these like 9 foot tall freaking rockets and crap. And he had some pretty cool stuff. He was big on Ender 2 then. That's all he had. He had a bunch of Ender 2s. I think he had one Ender 3. He's like, oh, the Ender 2 is actually better once you tune it. I'm like, yeah, no. Oh, boy. I think that orange on yellow looks really cool. I think I'm throwing this gray freaking roll out. Oh, look, it's all done already. I think I over-thinned that. I just thinned out that model a little bit so it was less layers. So it printed faster, and I think I over-thinned it. I don't know if these are going to be strong enough, but they look really cool. All orange and yellow.
Ooh.
With the little mask emoji. Yeah. For one, I don't think I'm going to get them off of there because they're too flexible. Oh, they are popping. I got to let it cool, I think. Actually, I think if I remember correctly, with this particular surface, I think the TH3D surface stuff comes off easier when it's hot. Cools down and it sticks permanently. It almost sticks too well.
Did you catch Tim's stream yesterday?
Catch who?
TH3D Tim.
No. Didn't know he was playing.
Stream on repairing boards.
Oh. Yeah, I think I over-thinned these. I don't know.
I never heard of those guys, Brian.
Gil's at Facepalm Show. Yeah, you know, I started catching that right at the end. You know what? That'll hold. It's a little weak on the clips. I think I need to make it like one layer thicker in the body. Trying to balance between the print it fast and print it strong.
Oh, good morning, Robbie Mack, or No Hawk. How you doing?
No Hawk. It's No Hawk.
Well, he likes the llama loops.
Llama loops. Yeah. I am not going to live that down now, am I?
Oh, never, ever,
I have
ever.
nothing to do with it, and yet that's going to be like my thing now, I guess. I want a box now. I went looking, and I can get them online for like $25 a box. I was like, yeah, no. A box of cereal is not worth $25. Yeah, I think I got to thicken that up one layer.
How many of those you gonna make for him?
I don't know. However many I feel. I got my fails from last night, which I may just send them anyways because those still work.
Even if they break, send them.
Well, I don't want them to break for them because where it is an actual doctor's office, having one of those break in the middle of the day for a nurse or whatever can be rather irritating, and you know they got enough problems going on right now.
Stuff's gonna go around in masks anyway.
I go. And then I got some that work, but are just one color. I think I'm throwing out this frickin' roll of filament. This.
Hey, good morning, David. You got a nice sunny London there today? That's a nice spring day.
Llama loops. Yep. That's gonna be a thing now, I guess.
Yeah, I think they're calling you Loopy.
I am loopy, so that would be fitting anyways. I need to find a way of some. You know what? I gotta print a little thing that I'll stand that'll hold them all nice and neat. Because the minute I set these down, they all fall apart. They don't stay neatly stacked. I know that orange will not stick to the build plate. So I gotta heat it up and remove it, which I kind of did deliberately because I wanted to test this whole ground out. Oh, I might as well keep the bed warm too. What do I got? Keep the bed warm so I can print some more banana band hammers. I got two. One's TPU. This one's TPU. This one's just PLA. You can actually read it on that one. It says banana band hammer.
Oh, yeah.
And then on the band here, it says Mad Monkey Butt Ink. I so wanted to send frickin' him one of those, just as a joke. I was willing to spend $15 or $20 to mail it to him. I will not spend $35 or he was like 37 and change to frickin' mail that to him. I was like, yeah, no, that ain't happening. Let's see, what color filament do I want to use now?
Green.
I don't have much green left, except for like dark greens. And they're all my fancy greens that I really don't want to use. You know what else I got to do? I might as well share the screen. I got to re-widen it. Let's get the old Fusion fired up. I don't know what it is with this orange filament that's in here now. It's some crap I bought off of Amazon years ago, like literally like 3 or 4 years ago. It prints so beautifully, but it will not stick to a build plate of any sort. If I put a first layer of another color down and then print on top of it, it's beautiful. But I could never get it to stick to anything. PEI, glass, blue, even blue tape, it wouldn't stick to it. It just would not go down as a first layer.
Is it a shiny?
Yeah, but it's not. It's just a bright orange. It's very close to like the color wise.
Printed solid?
Yeah, it's close to the mystery orange that printed solid. That's why I bought it. It was a super bright orange, and it's beautiful. The stuff prints beautifully once you have a first layer of something else down. It sticks to other PLA beautifully. Will not stick to the build plate. Don't know why. Okay, now. Why are you? Go away. Let's see. Let's do extrude a little. And then retract a lot. And did it catch? Nope, it came right out, like easily. That's awesome. 2 in a row. Maybe they'll keep doing it. What do we we have in here for a green? I have some polyalchemy green. No. I don't mind doing the PPE for people, but they're not getting my freaking polyalchemy. That ain't happening. I have some old white. Oh, that's Raptor. I have a lot of Raptor still. Don't really want to use that either. Okay, nothing in there. It's all stuff I want. I think I actually have some Raptor green. I do. Let's use the Raptor green. What the hell? We'll see if we jam another frickin' roll of filament into my extruder.
That crappy weather you're getting up there today hits us Sunday.
Let's get it up in the air a little bit first, too. Really now? Sunday, huh? How was it you getting it before us or after us? Where is it? Household ear savers. Won't open. Ear saver 5. My whole computer is just lagging this morning. I wonder what's going on. Okay. Hide you. Come on. Stop that crap just because I hit it. Let's see. That's my first extrusion. How far did I go? Edit. I did 6. Let's make it 8. Give it one more layer. 0.8. Oops. 8. And then this, edit feature, 1. We can leave that at 1. Because that's actually all the way from the bottom. That's just giving it one more layer. Actually, I want 2 more layers. Edit feature. Let's make it 1.2. 2. Hey, what the hell happened? I hit the wrong key somewhere. Imagine that. Imagine me hitting the wrong key. That never happens. That's funny. But this edit feature is only off of here, correct? 0.4. Because I did it both ways. Because it wasn't, for some reason, giving me a proper adhesion. Metrical 0.4, so that works. And then that, and then that, and then what the hell does this do? Edit feature. What was I raising? I don't see a difference. Oh, I think I know what it is. There was something wasn't adhering to itself. Ear saver 5.2. File save as, because I do want to save this 5/2 in case I made it worse. Yeah, let's go into Idea Maker because I like Idea Maker. And add, oops, I need to change the printer. 5.2. Printer. Current printer. Trunking. Duplicate. This is one thing I don't like. It maxes out my duplication at 5. Won't let me go beyond that. And move. Oops. I want to move this one first. And I want to look from the top. And I want to move this one. And I want to move this one. And then I want to move this one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's go back one. And then I want to move this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I want to move this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I want to duplicate that 1 or 2 more times. Just go 1. Where did it go? Oh, I think I have to add 2. Make it 2. Duplicate 1 doesn't duplicate anything. Yep, that's what happened. Well, maybe not. Delete. Maybe it did duplicate it and I just didn't see it. I want it. Why won't it let me move it like long distance? I have to keep re-dragging. Another thing I'm not real happy about, but I can deal with it.
Robbie Mack says stagger them left to right. You can tuck them in tighter, less vertical spacing.
Yeah, I don't care about the spacing. I care about how the head moves. And
Why? The head ain't going to get tired.
this gives me the least amount of travel, so it actually prints faster. I did that. I tried a few different things, and with Idea Maker, it's not the same with Cura or Cruise Slicer. I found this gives me the fastest time, if that makes sense.
As long as you're happy.
The least amount of travel. I know what he's saying, but then you end up, it travels sideways and stuff. Where this, it travels, because these are just slightly higher. So if I jagger them, it ends up traveling farther. Where here, it finishes this, goes along, and then just hops to this one, and it's only got that little bit of hop. And it's noticeable when you're printing a lot of them. It can add like 20 minutes to the print time. It's an Idea Maker thing. I experimented because I used to put them on the side here too. I'd put a couple on, one here and one here. And the time extra it took just in travel and printing it was more than if I just printed 2 more separately. It was bizarre. King base PLA. Edit.
Okay, Sergio, I'll see you at 8 o'clock in the morning.
2. First layer 2. Extruder 6.2. Infill. I was just printing that. I sliced those ones I just printed with the wrong profile. And it worked beautifully. That's bizarre. 35, don't care. Cooling. That's right. Temperature. Good enough. Speed. What do I have for speed? Oh, I need to go faster than that. 40, 30, 30, oops. 30, 30, 30, everything's 30. Movement speed, 80. Or there is none. Solid base speed layers, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. Speed, 70. Advanced use. Enable, avoid traveling to holes. Yep. Fill gaps. Do not ever click this checked in walls thing, because that's obnoxious on this. And save. And slice. 1 hour, 25 minutes. See how it does. To get the little squigglies. I hate those damn squigglies. Hate that. Wish it would just do an infill line or two. Oh well. I'll let it go for this one. Go away. Go away. No. Print. Upload. 5.2. And come on, let's print 5.2. Oh, I never loaded the filament. Yeah, it's all right. It's going to do the brim, so it'll load it during the brim, hopefully. It's all in there. I just never primed it. Oh, and it's Raptor, too. I got to keep the temperature up. Oh, well, live and learn. It's pill 30. What time is it? 9:04.
Thank you, Sergio. I got it.
What's been going on in chat?
That's one thing I miss about Connecticut. They had good water up there.
This isn't water. That is white cranberry. Makes you pucker. What is up, Mr. Tanner 3D?
Good morning, Ricky.
The master of blender / rep truck, whatever you call it. The hell did you name that thing? Rep Ranger. That's what it is. You want to hop in there, Tanner? It's still there. God, you can tell I haven't done anything. YouTube rejected your comment. It's fairly common when sharing a link. You may need to share the link another way. Why would YouTube reject what? Oh, it went. Why is YouTube being all quirky? Oh, because it's YouTube. Prime line, which it's not going to prime because I never primed the filament. Is it actually sucking it in?
So, Ricky, how's your car doing from Body Shop? Everything come out good?
Strong filament, so eventually it'll start printing. Suppose should be. Should have been spitting out some filament by now. There it goes. I hear it squirting. Oh, pushing out some orange now. It's all right. That's why we do the frickin' brim / shell / whatever skirt, whatever it is. Because it's skirting now. Still spitting out orange. Oh, I got to kick the temperature up too. Kicking temperature up to 225-ish. 221. Sure, why not? Well, it's in the 220s. The Raptor filament prints beautifully. Oh, now it's like a really sick color because it's orange and green mixed together. It's kind of a poop brown. Hey, there's a Tanner.
Good morning.
Hey, what's going on, guys? So yeah, Jimmy, the car looks good as new. Maybe even better than new. So
Hey, stay away from them Indiana drivers.
yeah, people in Evansville can't drive. They cannot drive. Like y'all are famous for in Indiana for having one of the best races in the world, and y'all can't drive. At least in Evansville.
Oh, okay. No, they can drive, just only on racetracks.
There wasn't a light that turned green that we just went when the light turned green. The light would turn green, and they would go and then stop and then go.
I hate people that do that.
And that was how I got rear-ended, was finally one of those lights where people would go and stop.
Good morning, Mike. How are things in Canada? So, Ricky, any signs of you being able to get back?
It's going to be at least like 3 more weeks.
Well, I'm hoping when you get back, folks will be generous in the tip jar.
Well, but that's just it. You know, a lot of people are anticipating this, going back and going back to making money. I'm like, we're not going to go back to making money. We're just going to go back. Because how we make our money is tourists.
Yeah.
There won't be any tourists. Tourism requires people to have vacation time and money.
Yeah.
Things that people will be out of following all this.
Yep. You'll be surprised. You'll get a lot of locals that normally wouldn't go, that will go.
Locals still will not tip.
No, they won't. Yeah, that's true. You're a tip.
Locals do not tip, and that's how we make our money. Because the bars only pay like 30, 40, 50 bucks a musician for a 4-hour show.
That's just insane.
And then parking is $15, $20, $25.
Oh my God.
So we go down, we park. You get your $40 base pay, and then you go put half of it in the parking garage. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the company that probably owns the bar owns a parking garage.
No. There are like 3 companies that have the parking situation in Nashville pretty well locked down. And when one of them raises their price, they all raise their price. When I first moved to town 6 years ago, it'll be 6 years in August. When I first moved to town 6 years ago, parking was $5. Now you can't get parking for less than $15.
Yeah.
Base pays for musicians have not went up. They're still the same that they were 6 years ago.
And there be the problem. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer.
Mm-hmm.
And people think that's okay.
Yeah, it's Mike, it's cold out today. I mean, for here anyway, this time of year, and rainy. I'm been working on cleaning my garage. I can't clean my garage right now because it's pouring down rain outside. I can't open the garage door.
You're starting to echo, Wilma.
Yeah, I don't think it's me. I think it's actually Tanner.
I may have my speaker volume up too high. I was watching YouTube videos before I checked in here.
Does this thing don't echo? It just don't. Yeah, I'm hearing myself, so it's one of you two.
I turned down my speaker. That's about as far as I dare turn it down. Otherwise, I won't hear you guys.
Headphones.
Can't wear them. Can't stand them.
I can't either. You know what? I got to say, I got these things for like $12. And I'm not an earbuds guy. I hate earbuds generally. These are wicked comfortable. I'm not going to say the sound quality is great.
It's not a comfort thing for me. I have really bad tinnitus. And so anytime that there's silence with an ear, something over my ears, the ringing gets 10 times louder.
Yeah, those work really well though.
So if I plug my ear right now, I hear that tweet.
Well, that's from standing in front of them speakers all your life, playing your music too damn loud, punk.
Not me.
I'm just kidding.
It's guitar players that won't turn down and drummers.
Yeah, drummers are. They're the
Doing
worst.
any more songs, Ricky? You write anything new?
I got some writing appointments that are scheduled that I'm going to get back to that. I mean, I know it's one of those things where it's going to meet another human being, but I'll stay back from them.
Yeah. Here's a song for you. Bored. Bored. Everybody's bored.
We won't be like shaking hands and stuff like we would have.
Yeah. It's kind of
Even
hard.
even the body shop when I picked up my car, I'm like, normally I'd shake your hand, but Air 5, that's what you get.
Elbow bump's pretty safe.
It's even like I went to the
I don't want to physically make contact with anybody.
I had to go to the post office the other day because my mother's making masks and I mail off these things. And, I go in there and he's got his window and everything. But even when I went to hand him the cash, I like put the cash on the counter and he grabs like a tissue and picks it up with the tissue, puts it in there because normally he'd just wear gloves, but he didn't want to put his gloves on for the one.
Well, when we get back to things, people tipping, I'm not going to want to count that money.
Yeah.
Not until I've hosed down the whole jar with Lysol a couple times.
Yeah. Well, what you do is you just fill the jar up with rubbing alcohol, so they put the money in the bottle of rubbing alcohol.
They make UV flashlights. Get a strong UV flashlight.
Stuff it up your butt. Yep. Actually, the UV thing is not far off. From what I understand, it actually works. If you really douse it in UV, it will kill it. Problem is like you got to get it every square inch of whatever you're dousing. So if you take a $1 bill and you hit it with UV light, you got to flip it over and hit the other side. Well, the time it takes you to flip it over, you could be in contact. Blah blah blah.
Well, and then you're talking about a bucket that's full of them.
Yeah. Well, the thing is you can take that money and you can count it all day long and not have to worry about it. It's when you take your hand and you go,
right,
getting it out of your hand, you're not going to get it. It only comes in through your mouth, nose, and eyes. It's the only way you can actually get it.
Any of your mucous membranes.
Yeah. I mean, if you really want to get crazy, you could like stuff it up your butt and maybe get it. But even that, I don't think you can. But
well, that would probably work. Actually,
touching something is not the problem. It's touching something and then not thinking about it and, rubbing your eye or scratching your nose or, picking up a piece of pizza and stuffing it in your mouth. That's how you get it. So if you count your money, that's not the problem. You're not going to have an issue with that.
Right.
Wash your hands when you're done counting the money.
Well, but the thing, then you're going to put it in your pocket and you're going to take it home. You're going to touch it more.
Yeah, but again, it's like one of those, it doesn't last that long. What has it got? 24-hour lifespan. So you put it in a freaking plastic bag and leave it alone for 24 hours. It's weird. It lives longer on plastic than it does on cotton and paper, from what I understand. I don't know the exact specs, but
smooth surfaces
it would be the other way
that
around.
it can't absorb into or get dried out by.
Yeah, I guess. You'd think it would live on the cotton but I guess not. I guess it's the other way around. Yeah, paper bags are great.
Well, because its transmission is in fluid.
Yeah.
Like a porous surface dries out the fluid.
Yeah, you'd think it would just absorb it and let it spread. But yeah, I guess it's kind of.
Right. A porous surface dries out the fluid and kills the virus. Because it transmits in fluids. Because that's when you breathe out, cough, sneeze, there is particles of fine mist.
There was a thing going around. It's like, is anyone ever going to blow out candles on a cake and eat the cake after it again? Like, think about it now. Now we understand the whole science of, just my breath right now. There's billions of little particles of moisture floating through the air. Just keep talking. 6 feet out in front of me that we can't see, and someone's going on your cake, and then you're going to eat it.
Right.
I mean, even without the virus, you're thinking that's kind of nasty, man. Yeah, your light shut off there.
Right. Well, and then you think about it, like wind direction and everything else can affect how far it travels and which direction it's traveling. So you could be walking behind somebody, but because the wind is blowing in your face, they cough.
Oh yeah, it's just like
right back in your face.
I don't do it a lot myself anymore, but I used to mountain bike and ride bicycles. And it's like, I still follow a lot of the bicycle forums on Facebook and on Twitter, and all my friends, still ride. And there's a big discussion about, riding in packs because, you get 20 guys that go, hey, let's go for a group ride. You get 20 or 30 guys riding in a line at, 15, 20, 30 miles an hour. The first guy's going, everyone behind him is just, sucking up his mist.
That's why you want to be in first place.
Yeah.
You want to be leading the pack.
It's against the law right now. I mean, not against the law, but they recommend not riding bikes in groups of more than 2.
Right.
Here right now. Same with New York. New York, they don't want you riding in groups at all. You can go out and ride your bike on the road. They want you to wear a mask, which is nearly impossible. I'm sorry. You can't wear a mask and ride a bike. At least I can't.
Not get good breath, yeah.
Yeah, you'll run out of breath. You cannot breathe fast enough through a filter.
But
good morning, Lester. How are you doing today?
Like on a cold day, you get a visible representation of how far the water vapor in your breath is traveling, because that's what you're seeing. You're seeing because the hot.
Yeah.
Your hot breath, the moisture particles it contains are turning into something visible when it hits the cold air.
We don't get to see that down here in Florida, Ricky.
Yeah. Well, when you smoke, it's the same thing. When someone smokes, that's a representation. When they blow up smoke, anywhere there's smoke, there's moisture from his mouth.
Right.
I wonder if you could make something with a UV flashlight that hits all the air you're letting out and taking in. I wonder if that would work to kill it.
You can, but it doesn't work because it's got to have a longer term exposure, from what I understand. Because it's just like we used to sell like UV lights for water filters for people's homes, sanitize your water. And still people do it. The problem is when it's sitting in the tank, it works fine. When you're drawing water and it's refilling, it doesn't sit in the UV long enough to actually kill anything.
Doing good, Lester. Thank you.
It still helps. People are still using it. But if you take, they have UV lights that shine in your cold water storage tank, and it just blacks your cold water with UV. And again, while it's sitting there, which is 90% of the time, you have 50 gallons or 30 gallons, however big your storage tank is, of fully clean, UV protected water. But the minute you turn the tap on and it starts throwing new water in there, you might as well not have bothered.
And think about this: when you go to a concert, all the people in the front 3 rows are getting showered by the spittle from the person singing.
Mm-hmm.
And the person singing can actually tell where their spittle's going because the lights make it visible as it's going out.
It's sad. It makes you, this whole thing makes you think it's like, oh, I never want to get near another person ever again.
People are gross.
The world is disgusting.
Probably not much, Mike.
It's enough to turn you into an agoraphobe.
Yeah, it has to run 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, actually, you probably UV clean the ambulance, don't you, Vince? I know, dentists and stuff are using UV and for their picks and their tools and stuff that they stick in your mouth. They now not only have an alcohol bath, whatever it is. It's not actually alcohol, from what I understand. It's a derivative of alcohol and some kind of sanitizer that doesn't poison you like bleach would, and a UV tub.
Well, take the UV flashlight idea and combine it with some Jack Daniel mist.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. It's people don't realize that your smell is actually moisture droplets. Right? So when you like going to the bathroom after someone else pooped and you smell their poop, you're getting poop droplets up your nose.
Well, I always marvel at the people who take their drink with them into the bathroom at the bar.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, there are fine particulates of urine filling the air right now.
Yeah, there's fine particulates of urine filling a bar anyway, so what's the difference? You're in a bar. It's gross. And the other thing is too, on the other
Especially the bathroom.
On the other note, getting those fine particulates is how your immune system fights stuff. By getting a very small dosage of stuff, your immune system can fight it. You know what I mean? If it never sees it, the people who get the sickest when this kind of crap happen are the ones that are overly clean. The paranoia, disinfect everything kind of people, because their body has never been subjected to anything and have a good immune system build up.
Well, and of course, the people who are getting sickest from coronavirus for the most part are the people whose immune systems are compromised already.
Right. But I mean, my neighbor is like paranoid. She's like one of these freaking whatever you call it, where she gets she sees something on TV and she's like, "Oh, I have that." She's one of them. What do you call that?
Hypochondriac.
Yeah, hypochondriac. She's like that, and she knows she is. She knows she's overreacting, but she can't. She's one of those. She gets in her head. She can't help it, and she is like super paranoid. Won't do anything. I brought her down masks because she wanted some masks my mother made, and she put them out on the deck for 2 days before I had to take them up to her, put them on the deck, on her table, put a piece of glass on them so they wouldn't blow away, and leave them there for 2 days. She wouldn't touch them. I mean, come on.
I had to go out to drop off our car payment.
Throw them in the washing machine if you're that paranoid.
I had to go out and drop off our car payment this morning, and I always I always feel kind of funny going out in public like this because I look like I'm ready to rob a bank.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of those going around. It's like, if you used 6 months ago, if you'd walked into a bank with a mask on, the security guards would tackle you and throw you to the ground, and now it's like you're supposed to.
Right. Now if you walk in the bank without one, they're all looking at you.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, if they try to rob a bank down here in Florida, half the customers will open up on them.
Yeah. I like the new masks people are doing, the cloth masks, and they're printing their own face on it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like they're wearing a mask.
Oh, that's cool.
Except for when they talk, their mouth doesn't move.
Yeah, it's just or they make a couple of them I saw, they're on Facebook or whatever. They make a funny face, take a picture of it, and then, print it on the mask.
Yeah.
So, they're perpetually going, ah.
It's just ventriloquist.
I got to say, people have gotten pretty creative with the whole mask thing. I want one of those, the alien face clamp masks. I think I might have to print me one of those.
Oh, the face hugger?
Yeah. Then I really like the chick there's a girl that has little penises all on it. She's got her whole face mask is a bunch of little penises printed on it. And if you're at a distance, it just looks like little flowers or something. You get up close, you can see their little penises. And she's like, people come up and say, "Oh, those are penises." She goes, "Yeah, if you can see that, you're too close. Get back."
Yeah. The person who designed the face hugger mask thing said, protects your face and promotes social distancing.
Yeah, I saw that, Vince. They went to a McDonald's and they told them the dining room was closed and they got shot. The employees got shot.
Yeah, and we wonder why we want to have gun restriction laws. I am not anti-guns, but there are so many stupid idiots that shoot people over stupid crap because they think they can. The normal everyday guy, I don't give a crap if you have a gun or not.
It's like the things that's been going on down in Georgia since February. You see that where the two guys chased down the guy that was jogging and and there's the viral video hit the internet.
They arrested them this morning.
Did they finally?
Those guys should not be put in jail. They should just be shot. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
See, they sat there.
that was vigilante murder.
That we should go back to freaking hanging people.
That was
I'm anti-stupid. That's what I am. I am not anti-gun. I am anti-stupid with a gun. You should have to pass a freaking IQ test before you can have a gun. That's what I say. If you can't pass a simple IQ test.
Well, they need to be teaching anger management and conflict resolution in the schools.
Yeah, I agree.
the worst part about the one in Georgia was the old man was retired from working with law enforcement, so he knew better.
Yeah,
he knew better than that crap.
Yeah, but once the fight started, then it's a protecting yourself thing.
yeah, but it's not, because he shouldn't have attacked a person
Right.
with a weapon in the first place who's just dogging down the road. Whether he thinks he's a criminal or not,
It's not for him to decide.
To banish a weapon to a guy jogging down the street.
And a fight didn't break out, wouldn't have broke out had they not chased him down and pulled a gun on him.
Right. It's that simple. You don't need to have a gun. If you're that worried, call the cops. Say, hey, we think this guy is the guy. No one's going to attack a cop in a uniform. No one's going to think he's going to have to defend himself, generally.
But when a couple good old boys in Georgia pull up to you, especially in his case as a young black man.
Yep, you're going to defend yourself.
Right.
And rightfully so. I don't care if you're black, white, green, freaking yellow, orange, or purple. Two, not to be rude, but two hicks in a pickup truck with a shotgun come at me, I'm going to try and kick their ass. Because I'd be scared for my life.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, so there was plenty of things that could have been done to prevent the situation. But the first part that was wrong with the situation was
you're not waiting 10 minutes for him to save your life because he's just jogging down the road, Robbie. It's not like they were, he was breaking into their house. That would be a different situation. They were sitting on the side of the road waiting for him to jog by. He was just jogging down the road, obviously.
And then jumped out of the truck with a shotgun.
Yeah. One of them standing in the bed, and the other one's in the truck, and jumps out of the truck with a shotgun.
And so the dude in a fight or flight moment, he chose fight, charged the guy with the shotgun, grabbed the shotgun, then the guy shot him twice. I'm not anti-guns, but those two guys belong in jail. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They had absolutely no reason that I could see to even confront that guy. Not their job. No, he wasn't on their property.
That's when you call the cops.
He wasn't on their property. He wasn't threatening them in any way, shape, or form. They had no right to do what they did.
It wasn't like he was leaving a robbery, because obviously he was just jogging. If he was leaving a robbery, he'd have like bags of junk in his hand.
And then, of course, the media tries to do things to discredit the guy who's been killed and make him out to be, not a stand-up citizen because he had a gun charge of his own from back in 2012.
I don't care.
8 years ago when he was 19 years old, he got arrested for having a gun on him on school property.
Once again, the two guys in the truck. Hello, officer. We think we have a suspect here. We think we should investigate. End of story. I'll let them be.
We had a lot of robberies in the neighborhood, and there was a guy running down the street. It didn't look right.
Yeah, they can follow him.
Keep eyesight on him so you can tell the cops where he is.
Officers do the confrontation.
Right.
That's their job. Even if you're an ex-officer, if you're not in uniform, or you're not at least in a cop car, because there are plainclothes officers, do not confront,
Well, even plainclothes officers are required to identify themselves before they fire their weapon. They are required to say that they are police before they fire their weapon.
I don't know. I mean, there may be more to it than that video. The video's too short. You don't know what was going on before, but it's pretty obvious the dude just jogged down the street, and all of a sudden, these guys pop out of a truck and start attacking them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard. Again, you don't know from a video. There's other angles and stuff, but I don't even see a, hey, dude, can you hang out a minute? Who are you? No, it looked like they jumped out of the truck and put a gun in his face.
Just, hey, I'd like to talk to you. We've had some robberies around here. I just want to make sure you belong here. Do you live around here?
Yeah, no,
because apparently the guy's mom lives in that neighborhood or whatever. And
we're just going by released media, which there could be more to it than we see.
But nevertheless, there's no excuse for it getting where it got. None.
Yeah. Well, no.
Plain and simple.
I can't see anything that justifies it. But anyways, let's not go there because I'm tired of politics and freaking crap. Oh, they probably will down there. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it's number one. It's Georgia.
I just don't get it. I just don't. Whatever.
Ooh.
A person is a person. I don't care what color your skin is or what you're like. I just don't care.
Right. No. There's
you're a jerk. You're a jerk. I don't care what color your skin is, and if you're a terrorist, you're a terrorist. I don't care what color your skin is. Anyone, I'm sorry, those guys protesting there with their shotguns and their AR-15s at the town hall, that's a terrorist.
Yeah.
That's terrorism. I don't care what color your skin is or what you're protesting. If you're protesting with a gun in your hand, that's terrorism.
Yes. There was no reason for that either.
There's no need to be banishing guns for no reason.
Well,
I have no problems with people carrying a gun. I have no problems with people defending themselves. I have a problem with people who use guns to enforce stuff because they just have an opinion.
For an intimidation factor is all they were using.
Exactly, intimidation factor. That is terrorism. But anyways, we won't go there anymore because someone else will be all pissed off and say we're all a bunch of idiots. Everyone has their opinion.
Yeah, someone who was one of those people that were standing on the steps of the Capitol building.
Yeah,
with their AR-15.
Why?
Yeah, that's what you get mad at.
The thought in your head.
Telling them they're idiots.
I can't imagine a thought in your head where you'd go, I need to go up onto my rights are being, and I need my gun to go up on the. It's like, go protest. Yay, I'm all for it. Even if I think you're wrong, you can protest your heart out. And I will actually listen to you if you make sense. But to use a gun, as far as I'm concerned, everyone in that picture should be in jail right now.
And Robbie, yeah, while the jogger should have called the cops, we live in a day and age where a young black man isn't going to call the police.
Yeah, and he didn't have time to. From that video, he had no time.
Right.
I mean, he couldn't. The guy jumps out of the car. What are you gonna do? Oh, hey, cop. He couldn't have dialed 911 fast enough to.
No.
Yes, guns are dangerous. It's the person behind it. Exactly. Let's get the guns out of the people who are dangerous.
The idiots.
Yeah, the idiots. There should be, and I'm not a gun regulator person. I don't think we need to overly regulate them.
No.
But there needs to be, it's harder in Connecticut to get a freaking driver's license than it is a gun. And I'm sorry, guns have one purpose. To kill. That's it. That's its whole job. That's its purpose. That's its design. You can say, oh, I use it for target shooting, whatever. That's a bunch of BS. Guns are made to kill. That's their job. That's what they were designed for. That's their only purpose in life. And yet it's easier to get one than a vehicle, which is made for transportation. Yes, it can kill. Yes,
It can be used it can be used for killing too.
Correct, but it's not its whole purpose.
No, there was that guy that 6 months or so ago that rented a U-Haul truck and ran over a bunch of people in a crosswalk.
That's that whole the guns aren't dangerous. The person behind it thing actually enforces more gun regulation in my mind. Yes, exactly. People are the problem. Let's get the guns out of the people's hands. Now, again, I don't
Not all the people.
Guns
Just
away from everybody. I don't think guns are bad. I think they're cool as crap. I love guns. I don't own any because just don't have a need for it.
Blender keeps crashing on me.
What does?
Blender.
Oh. I think freaking Gatling guns are freaking awesome. I want a Gatling gun. I would go to the freaking shooting range every day and just go.
We have a gun range down here that once a month you can bring automatic weapons to.
Yeah.
So,
see, I think we need to have more gun ranges. Everyone like around here, they tried to open 2 more gun ranges in Connecticut, and everyone's like, "Oh, the guns and the boat's gonna fly!" It's like they're out in the woods. Just do it.
So I've been following along that tutorial.
Yeah, I was reading about that. I didn't really pay attention to it, but I saw your posts on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, racking a 12 gauge definitely gets people's attention, Sergio.
But how cool is that?
That's a cool model.
Yeah, I like the glass and everything. It came out nice. Yeah, there's some good Blender tutorials now. I might have to try it again. The Blender Guru guy is pretty good too. I watched him when I first started playing with it.
This guy,
Blender Guru is the one I used to follow. It actually got me along. My biggest problem is left-handed. They're always, right mouse, left mouse click, middle mouse click, and I can't do that being left-handed. It's always backwards. Pisses me off.
No, here's what you do. You go into preferences.
Oh, I know how to fix it. It's just
you go into input.
Backward. Immediately when they say left mouse button, I use the left mouse button, which is actually the right mouse button because I'm left-handed.
Right, but all you do is you invert it. You can invert it in the user preferences.
I understand that, but it still makes it so when they say left mouse button, it's the right mouse button because I'm left-handed. You don't.
Right, but you invert it however is going to work better for you.
Backwards. I know how to make it right for me. It's hard to follow tutorials because it's always backwards.
What are you making?
I don't like using the mouse button keyboard combination-y crap because I got too many broken fingers. I'd rather have a icon. I know it's slower. I understand why they don't want to do it. But I'd much rather have an icon I can go up or a menu I can click on and draw down because my fingers don't work well. And to do Option, Command, plus left mouse button is just obnoxious to me.
Is that for like a model railroad or something?
No, it's just following a tutorial on making buildings. Now, this is a building you would use for animation or for importing into a video game engine. Because it's hollow, you couldn't 3D print it. But yeah, of course, you could make it solid if you wanted to and 3D print it. But I mean, even when as you get up close to like the
glass is wicked, dude. What do you have, like an HDR or whatever image that it's shining for the glass? There's like trees and branches in the reflection.
Yeah, there's an HDRI that's lighting the scene, so that's also showing the reflections in the glass.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
But the glass itself would be see-through and reflective like that regardless. It's just that's how you're getting the image and the reflection.
I'm going to change the filament. I think I'm getting close.
Anyway, I was looking up the guy's name.
Yeah, I think you linked it.
I'm probably butchering his name, but Saqib Hussein.
Just when you said that, all I can think of is Saddam Hussein.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's the other problem. It's whatever. Anyway.
But anyway, his tutorials and his work and his workflow and everything is some of the best I've ever seen. He works so fast, though, that while watching the video, I have to pause the video, do the thing, and then unpause the video and do some more. And then
that's why I like watching videos when I'm doing that. I use the iPad to watch the video and then work on the computer, so I'm not bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, I have two screens, so it's just mouse over to the other screen, hit pause, and then mouse back over to.
I kind of miss having two screens. I like having the big TV as my monitor, but I miss having a second screen.
But yeah, his workflow is one of the smoothest I've ever seen, and his knowledge and how he tells you to do things is very clear. His accent's a little thick, but I mean it's all fairly easy to follow. Like learning how to do all of the node stuff.
Yeah. I used to use
Carrera
way back in the day before I knew all of this. Actually, well, Carrera came out before Blender, but not much. It was around longer, but it didn't get technical until about the same time Blender came out.
So like this is all the nodes I had to set up to do the texture of that panel right there.
Yeah. But then you can just kind of copy paste it for all the rest of them.
Right. So
you had how all those settings work. I just never, it doesn't click with me how to make it.
So there's the diffuse map, and then the ambient occlusion map, and then the roughness map.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
map.
I played with all that. Again, you've been using Daz Studio some too, right?
Recently, yes.
Yeah. If you dig into Daz 3D's website, they bought Carrera. And Carrera is, I still think it's better than like pretty much anything. It's just outdated now, as the actual coding, because a lot of computers won't run it because it's old. But it's a powerful, really powerful homeowner 3D app, if that makes sense.
Right.
It was very simple to use when it first came out. It was like the first accessible. I mean, back when I started 3D, there was like Maya and Infinity 3D, and that was it. And Carrera came out, and it was actually called Ray Dream Designer originally. And it was just unheard of, powerful, and it was like $199. Now it's free. If you're doing, actually, I think they make you pay like $50 for it. But if you sign up for their monthly subscription crap for like $29 a month, you do it for 2 or 3 months, you get Carrera for free. It ends up costing you $40 or $50. And it is still a really powerful program. The other one they have now is Hexagon. Hexagon was wicked back in the day.
Yeah, and it's a free download from Daz 3D.
Yep. Hexagon's all free, but Hexagon's real buggy. It always was. Never got into a full release.
And its UI is just really clunky.
See, I loved their UI when it was in the day, but again, this was made back in the day when, I mean, Hexagon came out, oh God, I was using like Mac OS 7 before there even was OS X. Windows was like 95, 98, maybe Windows Millennial or whatever it was. I think when that all came out.
So yeah, you can see how you unwrap the.
Was really good.
In the lower left there, you see how you unwrap the textures, and
I never got that either. I kept trying to do the whole texture map thing, and I could never get it to work the way I wanted it to. Just never like really made sense to me the way it. I get it. I get the concept. I just never could get the concept onto a flat sheet.
And then some other things I learned was how to make my own normal maps and ambient occlusion maps, because he taught us how to make this ambient occlusion map here for the blinds on the windows. So I 3D modeled this and then rendered my own ambient occlusion map.
Yeah. And for people who don't know what ambient occlusion is, it's a lighting / coloring technique in rendering.
Oh, Blender crashed.
Yeah, that's unusual. Blender used to be wicked stable. Why is it crashing on you?
I don't know.
Want too much juice off your processor and it's just saying to hell with you?
Something.
Because Blender, that was one of the things I did always like about Blender, is it was like minimalist draw on the processor.
I don't know. There's something up as I was working on this. I crossed a line somewhere that Blender doesn't like, and so that this one keeps crashing on me. What I think I'm going to do is take the individual elements that I need from this, start a new file, copy them over there, and then rebuild it. But it shouldn't take long because I'll just be bringing in, there's 4 different wall panels, 1 corner panel. That's it.
Yep.
So all I got to do is copy those 4 wall panels and the 1 corner panel and copy them into a new scene and start over. And it just,
I think I'm doing
duplicating, be able to
still doing a full fill.
snap it all back together.
So I was doing the face, but it's not. I want to change the color. Orange on green. What do you think? Or yellow on green? I think I'm going to do the orange because I want to get rid of the damn orange roll.
Hey, good morning, Dan.
Oh, hey Dan.
So, yeah. Anyway, now that we've gone political and 3D and modeling.
I wouldn't say political so much as just injustice is what injustice is. It doesn't have to be political.
Let's talk about how God might be the savior of us all.
We need to have like a common sense test. To be a U.S. citizen and be able to have all your rights, you have to pass this very simple common sense test.
Here's one for you, Tom. Most people who were born and raised in the United States couldn't pass a citizenship test.
No, I don't think I could, to be honest with you. I do not think I could. I know right now that if you put a U.S. map in front of me with just the states outlined, I could probably fill in like 10 or 15 of the states correctly. I mean, I got a general idea where every state is, but I couldn't tell you exactly which state is which, like out west. I got no clue.
Somebody posted something on, I think it was on Twitter a couple months ago, like that. It was someone from Germany filling out a U.S. map or something like that. And like half the states in the Midwest, they were like, Kansas, ?
Yeah.
Also Kansas?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of the jokey ones where they're like, gun-toting maniacs and then, idiots.
Like
and then,
the Texas one, and they're like 100% sure this is Texas.
Yep. Yeah, I see that.
I
I see
get
a few of those.
every
There's a bunch of good ones that are just funny. There was one I saw. It was like the whole middle of the country was like farmland.
Yeah, the one I saw, you just called all the squarish states Kansas.
Oh yeah, no, California was potheads. We just put potheads. It was funny.
I'm good with maps. I'd get every single state correct.
Yeah, no, I couldn't.
What I don't think I could
couldn't
get correct is all the state capitals. I'd get all the states.
Nah,
I don't think I'd get all the state capitals.
I did all that in grade school for crying out
Right,
loud.
and it's been since then the last time I had to know it. So
Yeah. It's like I had a friend of mine. He became a stewardess, whatever, on the airplanes.
mhm.
And, he had to do the whole flight test thing. And, we were just hanging out BSing one day. And I was kind of like doing the flashcardy thing with him, he's trying to memorize all the little 3-letter codes for all the airports. Holy crap. I could not imagine trying to remember all of that. Because not only is it like remembering all the states for 50, but there, some of the bigger states have what, 3, 4, 5 airports.
Well, and some of them their code is
something ridiculous.
Easy to figure out, like DFW, is Dallas Fort Worth. That's easy. But Kansas City's MCI.
Yeah.
What MCI? What does that stand for? How did you get MCI out of Kansas City?
No clue. ID. I have no idea. Some of them are just out there. I'm just like, dude, how are you going to remember all this crap? He's like, all we got to do is pass the test. After that, there's most of those people.
Your flight plan is going to tell you where you're leaving and landing.
Once you start using it, it's just like us saying, leveling a bed. If you go to someone that doesn't 3D print and you say, I'm going to go level my bed, they're going to be like, why do you need to level your bed? I mean, don't the pillows do that for you?
Now, you want to make the states thing harder. It would be harder to identify a state if you just put the state up, the shape of the state up, and you didn't have where it is on the map in the surrounding states. That would make it really hard.
I think that would almost be easier.
Because, again, states like Texas and Florida and California, they're easily and quickly identifiable.
Yeah, but most of the ones in the Midwest are basically just squares.
Right.
They're all about the same square. Some of them have little handles or little indents where someone else's handle is, and that's about it. Yeah, no, there's no way I could fill out a U.S. map. No way I could do it. I could probably get a dozen of the 50 states correct.
And if you like looking at at things in an abstract way, all the states down the middle, and then sticking out Tennessee and Kentucky, it looks like a chef holding a plate of fried chicken.
I've never done that. Florida,
because Iowa looks like a little fat guy with a little nose sticking out his head, and then Minnesota looks like the chef hat.
Yep.
Missouri looks like his belly.
And on the other note, it's the 10-year anniversary yesterday of the old man in the mountain falling off the mountain. That's kind of bizarre. You're not from around here, but that's like a big New England thing. The old man in the mountain was like, you had to go up and see the old man in the mountain. But you probably don't even know.
I don't even know what it is.
It was up in Vermont.
Not a big thing here. It's
Vermont, New Hampshire. In New Hampshire, if you go up into the White Mountains, the White Mountain National Forest, and you're driving through the valley, there's this one like 500-foot sheer cliff, and it's just flat. But at the very top was this little rock outcrop that looked like an old man. It looked like a perfect profile of an old man, and it's been there. It's like historical, and the first pioneers saw it and called it the old man in the mountain. Well, the whole rock face shifted and it fell out 10 years ago. It was like, that's like New Hampshire's state seal is the old man in the mountain.
And now it's on their state quarter too.
Yeah, it's their state quarter. That was their thing. The old man in the mountain was like everything to New Hampshire.
Oh, okay. I Googled it.
It fell off the mountain 10 years ago. It was 10 years ago yesterday it fell. It was like a big deal. It is a big deal if you're in the New England area.
Especially since I'm looking at
times.
I'm looking at pictures of it, and then there's a lot of pictures of people that are like rappelling down onto the face.
Yeah.
I'm like, that part fell off.
Yeah, that part fell off.
Where you're standing could have fallen off while you were standing there.
Lester has a question for you, Ricky.
What's that?
Lester has a question for you.
No, I am not.
A what? A radiator? Redditor? What the hell is a Redditor?
I've probably been on Reddit twice, and that's just because a Google search took me there to find an answer to a question.
Oh, I can't stand Reddit. Why did everyone use that? It's just full of ads. It's one ad after another. You can't even read anything there because You scroll down and you get 2 answers, and then there's like 6 ads, and then you get 2 answers. I can't even discern which one's the ads and which one's actually the subject matter. It's all blended together. I hate that place. Everyone loves that.
And every time I end up there because of a Google search on my phone, my phone's always prompting me to download the app to continue reading. I'm like, no. I don't want to download no app.
Yep.
I just want to read the answer to my question, and then
I don't get why people
about my day.
Are so great. I find it rather obnoxious, and I guess there's a lot of good information there. But every time I go there, like I said, I just get more confused because the ads are just overwhelming. I get advertisement. I have no problems with advertisement. Over advertisement, I have a problem with, and that's what.
Good morning, Askewed View.
Reddit is fanboy vile. Oh, sure. Hey, what's up? Show's here. What's up, Show?
Hey, Sean.
Mama, don't forget Sunday is Mother's Day.
Sean must be at home. He's not all in caps.
Up in there, Show. Haven't had you on a chat in a long time.
Haven't seen much of Sean around at all in a while.
Yeah, he's on. I see him on like Twitter every once in a while and stuff. Mostly posting his steaks and his freaking grill that make I'm drooling just thinking about it.
But not as much as he used to.
Yeah, well, there was the whole thing.
He must be busy.
Yeah, busy. Good answer. I got to get off of here pretty soon, anyways. But
my holiday's pretty well shot until it stops raining.
Just post your first video all year, yeah.
Because I can't open my garage door and let rain in because my PA is all stacked up right at the door.
There's these things, Tanner. I don't know if you ever heard of them. They're called tarps.
I have one, but even like indirect contact with moisture can be bad for PA equipment.
Yeah.
So $15,000 worth of PA equipment.
No, I don't. I'm just busting your ass. I completely understand. I wouldn't either if I were you.
I'm not going to trust $15,000 worth of equipment to a $10 tarp.
Nope. Hello. I trust multi-$100,000 homes to $10 tarps all the time. Don't really have a choice sometimes.
Well, but they're not full. It's not like full of little electric circuit boards and crap that even a little bit of moisture can ruin.
Yeah, home is. A lot of crap in a home.
Well, the whole home, yeah, but usually where the tarps are covering is a wall that's split open or a roof that's split open.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a circuit board in that roof.
God, I can't tell you how many times we freaking had to claim insurance because, you start a roof job and you can't quite finish it, so you tarp it and it starts raining. Then you get a storm and the tarp blows up and all of a sudden,
you fill the house with water?
Just one room. It's amazing how much damage it can do. I mean, people don't realize you get sheetrock wet, it's all right. You get sheetrock soaked, you got to tear it down. You got to rip it off. It is never going to be right again.
There's a house up the street from me that's been for sale for a long time, and we call it the monster house because what it is, it's 3 houses that got grafted together.
Yeah, I've seen those.
It started off as 3 separate homes, and they built a structure in the middle of it that connected all 3 of the homes together. So in this house, when you look at the listing for it on the website and all that, there are 3 kitchens. 2 of them you can stand at the doorway of one kitchen and see the other kitchen. And they've got stoves and refrigerators in all of them. It's crazy.
Yeah. Sean, not to sidetrack, but have you seen some of his, like, he does the architecture and then he 3D prints that architecture? Like he 3D prints the design he was doing?
Yeah.
That was freaking cool when he does that. Have you seen that on, like, Twitter?
Yeah.
When Sean does that, I think that's freaking awesome. And he's got where he can pop it off and
do like an architectural rendering and then print it out. Yeah,
I think that is freaking smashing.
That is cool.
Must
Anyway,
cost
they've got a
more to get done.
this home has a detached 2-car garage that they're using as one of their big selling points for the home. Well, one of the storms that we had here a couple months ago ripped the front off of that garage, ripped all the siding off and ripped off the plywood.
Yep.
Covering the fascia of the garage.
So you got
And-
studs in there.
And they've just left it sitting there, and they haven't changed their price or anything on the home. I'm like, that garage now at this point, you have to rebuild the whole front end of it.
It costs more to repair it than it does to just tear it down.
Your Star Wars droid came out nice. Looks good.
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, I saw BD1. I saw, I guess,
No.
I saw it on Twitter. And did you post it on Thingiverse? Is that the other place I saw it? I know I saw it on Twitter.
I gotta upload the Banana Band Hammer. Which is absolutely stupid, but it's still funny. People actually wanted it. I posted the picture. I never uploaded the file for it.
Doing good here in Florida, skewed view.
He's wrenched, isn't he? Oh yeah, he's got his link there. Oh, you use
Here,
your
back,
now?
I gotta use the restroom.
Yeah, I was just thinking the exact same thing, to be honest with you. Keep everyone busy there, Jimmy, because I gotta go pee.
Got you covered. Ah. So where are you located, skewed view? There goes a puppy going by. Oh, kidney stone. Those suck. I hear now they can use like ultrasonics and bust them up. Then they probably have sharp edges on them. Hope it doesn't block things. You don't want a kidney infection. Anybody running any prints today? Anything good? Yeah, I don't know. You can get in and out of the hospital okay, at least down here. 3 days in the hospital 2 weeks ago. No problem. I'm doing some PPE today. Printing anything today, Ricky?
No. My wife's office has all the ear savers that they want, and I'm kind of in between, like all the stuff that I'm next things I need to prototype. Still have work to be done on them in the modeling side before I start prototyping. So, well, except with the exception of the action figures, but they're Robbie Mack has mailed me some resin prints of the action figures so I can have on in hand and play with.
That's a big kidney stone, Mike.
Ooh, kidney stones suck.
Yes, they do. That's the worst pain I've experienced in my entire life.
Yes, it is. I
And-
100% agree. I've broken every freaking bone in my body, smashed stuff, had stuff sewn back on, ripped flesh off. Kidney stone sucks.
And mine was
Wasn't that long ago? What, a year ago?
No, it wasn't that long ago, and it was 8.5 millimeters.
I don't even know how big mine was, but oh my god, it sucked. Like 2 days.
It wasn't big enough that they wanted to go in and break it up and get it.
Yeah. That's
But
what
it wasn't small enough that it would pass easily. So it took months. It took months, and every time it would move, it would be excruciating pain.
Oh god, I hate that.
Matter of fact, it was the last time I went to the emergency room for anything.
Yeah.
And we have the worst hospital I've ever seen in my life here in Clarksville. The worst. I literally was laying on the floor writhing in pain in their waiting room for 4.5 hours. They were waiting to get me a bed, they said. So 4.5 hours later, they finally get me a bed. They get me back to the room, and not 20 minutes after I get back to the room, it stopped moving and the pain stopped. So now they're doing the X-rays and ultrasounds and all that crap on it, and they take me back to the room, and I'm like, it's freezing in here. Can I get a blanket? And can I get some water? I'm really thirsty. 4 hours went by of me asking 4 different people for a blanket and some water. The next time I got water was after I checked out of the hospital.
Jeez.
I'm like, I could get water at my house. Just walk the faucet and get water. How difficult is it to get it? 4 hours.
Yeah.
Well, so I was there 8.5 hours without a drink of water. And I'm like, if you're thinking you want somebody to pass a kidney stone, you think you want to hydrate them.
Yeah, a lot. Like
Right.
right now.
So I'm asking for water. They put in a line to do an IV. They hung the bag, but they didn't start the bag.
Oh, geez.
They changed shifts. The person who came in when they changed shifts goes, well, I don't have it on my chart here to start the bag, so we're not going to start the bag. So at the end of my visit, they just pulled the IV line out with the full bag still hanging up there, and of course, you can bet they charged me for the bag
You basically
that they didn't use.
charge about $10,000.
So yeah,
U.S. Medical.
I get home and I get a bill for $2,800, and all I got was, yep, you got a kidney stone. I knew that. I didn't get I didn't get water. I didn't get IV fluids. I didn't get a blanket. I got nothing. I was like, so basically, you're saying I could have just? I already knew I had a kidney stone. I could have just rode this pain out at home and been just as well off.
Been better off.
Right. Would better off because I could have drank some water at least and a blanket and had a blanket to cover myself up when I was
They
cold.
didn't give you the muscle relaxant shot shit?
No.
Whatever that crap is?
No.
That's what they gave me, and that finally made it pass.
Mm-mm.
It basically relaxes your.
No, I went to my primary care doctor the next day when he was open, and he gave me some pills that.
Yeah, they just relax your whole everything. And
Well, no, they're actually it's pills that are meant for like prostate stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it relaxes your.
It makes the
Everything.
tube or whatever. It makes the tube like stiffer and slipperier.
Yeah, well, the stuff they gave me, and they basically explained it as, you start feeling the pain and all the muscles around it constrict because they're pained. Where the stuff they gave me just relaxed it so the stone could pass.
Yeah, no, it took me months to get rid of it. And they wanted me to collect it, but when I finally passed it, I passed it in a public restroom months later and didn't know I was going to, and there was no way I was reaching my hand down in that toilet.
Nope, don't blame me.
I was like, nope, they're just not going to get their collection. They wanted me to collect it so that they could, I guess, send it off to the lab and see what caused it and tell me what to avoid.
It's mostly so they can analyze it to see if you're going to have future problems with it.
Yeah.
Basically, the answer to kidney stones is drink a lot. And actually, coffee is bad.
And soda is bad.
Soda's bad.
Anything with sugar in it is bad. I'm trying to cut down, but as you can see, I'm drinking a soda right now.
Yeah. In all reality, if you drink a lot of fluid, soda or whatever, you're generally going to be all right. Most people that get kidney stones get themselves dehydrated. There's a lot of like guys I used to work with, in construction, because you're always out all day and you're in the sun, and construction workers are real heavy on getting kidney stones because you end up getting dehydrated, roofing and siding and out in the sun all day, and you can't, you drink a lot, but it's still nowhere near as much as you're sweating.
Right, dehydration is a problem for people playing on stage too, because you're 4 hours of jumping around and moving around and sweating your tail off, and you're drinking water, but you're not drinking nearly enough.
Right.
You're just taking a drink whenever your throat's a little dry to sing, but you're not. It's like the 4 hours you're on stage with the amount you're sweating, you should be drinking like a gallon of water while you're up there.
I gotta switch my filament because it's printing faces.
Gatorade. Get your electrolytes.
Gatorade also contains a lot of sodium.
Yep. Well, that's why I like Powerade. I guess it's got a little bit less or something. My doctor said. He said Powerade's actually better for you than Gatorade or some crap. I don't know the exact reasoning behind it,
but there's actually some science to it. Sodium actually opens up something and allows your cells to absorb the water you're drinking. So if your sodium levels are low, you can drink gallons of water and still be dehydrated. Because the sodium actually opens up the cells and allows them to accept the water.
Jammed. God damn it.
But it's a balancing act. Too much sodium will dehydrate you, and not enough sodium will also dehydrate you, because then the cells won't accept the water, won't accept the hydration.
I think it just broke off pulling it out. I'm going to be yelling at E3D pretty soon because I'm getting really tired of this.
So jamming up again?
Yep, jammed up trying to get it out. I don't know if I'll get it to load or not because I think it broke off in the extruder when I pulled it out.
How about maybe
we'll find out.
Just pull it back just a little bit, let it cool off, and then get it the rest of the way.
No, that actually makes it worse because then it jams into the heat break. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to copy these. New folder, or new file. I'm going to discard changes, delete the default cube, and paste those in.
That pisses me off to no extent. I was hoping I fixed that issue.
Oh, what do I have to change to make the transparency work on the windows again?
You have to change stuff. You must change stuff.
Yeah, there's scene settings I have to change, and I can't remember. I know I need to turn on ambient occlusion. I need to turn on... Where's it at?
No work today, Sergio?
It's all very green out. It's starting to really green up around here. Insert filament. It is. And it's just snapping. It is trying to get it in, though. Actually, I can force it. So that's a good thing.
Not volumetric. It's not in the shadows.
Computer is jammed.
Light film.
But it's not. You know what it is? There's a piece wound up around the gear.
Good luck, Steve.
The filament path is open.
Color management? No.
I could force it through by hand.
Yeah, I guess AC is not a lot of fun in the rain.
I mean, it's doing it with no filament in there. So there's a piece of chunk
Later, show 'em.
or something.
Something's jammed in there.
Yeah, there's a piece of shit stuck in it. Because it always, as it pulls out, it always winds up a little curl around the damn. I wonder if I can save the print.
Well, Sergio, if you're home today, you want to do fusion after Llama's done? Llama's extruder banging, Sergio.
It's the whole freaking. Everyone loves those Bondtech dual gears. That's the whole problem, is the dual gear. I had the same problem with my actual Bondtech, too. They used to do the same thing, not as much, not as bad.
Yes. Render settings tab.
They used to do the same damn thing.
Screen space reflections. There it is.
The dual gears are not all everyone makes them
And
out.
turn on refraction, and there we are. I found it. So for anybody that cares in Blender to handle transparent objects in the Eevee renderer, you have to turn on screen space reflections and turn on refraction in the render engine.
All right, I got to stop clicking.
How's your wife doing at work, Ricky?
Just busy as all get out because she's the head of a new department. So she was the first one they hired for the new department. But they've already loaded a whole department's worth of work onto her, and she finally got her first employee this week. But there's work they got to hire like 3 more people minimum. So now it's just the 2 of them trying to do the work of like 5 people.
That's too busy.
So she's and before it was just her trying to do the work of 5 people. And so she's working like 10, 12-hour days. The overtime's nice.
Come in handy right now.
Right. And she's getting loads of it, but
Oh, fuck you.
Tom's having a bad day.
I'm getting, I love the concept of this extruder. I'm getting tired of this.
Which extruder?
The Hemera.
Oh. I don't have one of those.
And it does it to both of them. The only thing I don't like about it is this. And I'll be quite honest. I think it's the dual drive gear. I had the same problem. Everyone thinks that Bondtech dual drive gear is so great. And to be honest, I've had nothing but problems with it. Sure, when it's running right, it's wicked powerful. But in all reality, the old-fashioned MK8 single gear, if you're, set up, tuned correctly, if you're trying to print it at the proper speeds and the proper whatevers, the old MK8 works just fine. If you're jamming and you need the dual gear to keep it from jamming, you have other problems.
Maybe your retraction.
The underlying problem you should be fixing, not just using the dual gear. And it's such a pain to get apart, too. It always jams up. It doesn't want to come apart. And gotta get something in there and break it.
So I'm working on reconstructing my building now so that it won't crash every time I try to do anything. But that should be easy enough.
All right, why aren't you freaking releasing?
Do you get to put a roof on it?
Haven't done that yet, but I will.
Yes, I don't have the screw all the way out. That would help, you dumbass. Can't blame that on that. That was my own damn fault. All right, let's get some light. It just got really dark here. Clouds must be thickening up. And this thing is screaming hot still. And I don't know if you can see that. Probably not, but see the big green glob all wound up around the gears there?
Yeah, I can see it.
That it does that every time you frickin' remove filament.
G
That's the whole problem.
along the Y.
And then you gotta take the whole thing apart to get it. And that's just the whole Bondtech gear BS. You get rid of the dual drive gear system and that goes away. I would love to see this thing as a single drive gear. I'm trying to think of a way I can convert it to a single drive gear and get rid of that whole problem.
So during the steps of this tutorial, I've learned a lot of really handy shortcuts and whatnot that are going to make all of my modeling workflow easier. Like, I didn't know about the whole vertex snapping thing, which makes life so easy.
I don't do Blender.
Vertex snapping and making instances of an object rather than actually like duplicating the object. You're just making another instance of the object. That way, if you change something on one, it changes it on all of them. I didn't know you could do that. So I've learned a lot of really cool stuff following this guy's tutorials.
Well, good. We'll look forward to some really cool models from you.
It's going to make me a better 3D modeler. All right. So, I also didn't know that if you wanted to make a copy of an object and then mirror one of them, that all I have to do is hit Control M and tell it which vertice I want to, or which axis I want to mirror it on. So I hit Control M and then Y, and it'll mirror it on the Y axis.
Cool.
It's that simple. When before I was doing and trying to scale it negative 100% along the, and then it would come in, it would like flip it, but would flip it wrong the other way, and then you'd have to, and it was a pain in the butt. Now I can just select the object I want to duplicate on the other side, a mirror on the other side, duplicate it, drag it out, hit Control M, and tell it which axis to flip it on, and it's done. So I've learned a really helpful few tips from following these tutorials. And see, these are problems with that have come with me just trying to pick this stuff up on my own and not like having actually taken any kind of course in it or anything.
That come up to where you can feel like gunk in there.
Yeah.
It's just from one retraction. The minute you retract it, it does that. And I tried all kinds of do it faster, do it slower,
Are you retracting too far? Is it pulling soft material back up into it?
Yeah, but it has to, because where it's an all metal hot end, if you let it cool down, it jams in the hot end. So you have to retract while you're hot. And all it does is wrap around the gear with soft material. And I've tried slowing it down, and then it just jams up in the hot end. And it literally winds up around the gears and everything. And I don't know. It's the whole dual gear. And like I said, my actual Bondtech used to do the same thing. Not as much because it was on a Bowden tube, so it usually had some time to cool down coming up the Bowden before it hit the extruder. But it would pull it out. You know, when you pull out, you always get this kind of thing. Pull it out. Yeah.
I went a bad place with that. Okay.
Yeah, I do. But you always get this.
Yeah.
The little nip on the end of the string.
Mm-hmm.
Bondtech, it used to wind up in the gear too. Now, at that point, it was, cooled off enough where you just, popped it off and it fell out. But it would still wind up around the gear.
See, I haven't had any problems with my Bondtech doing any of that stuff.
Constantly.
I've only had one time that something like that happened, and it was on a filament swap. It ripped one little piece off and left it between the gears.
Yep.
So there was no place for the next filament to go in.
Yep.
But all I had to do was undo that little thumb screw and flip that wheel out.
Right.
And I just blew in there and it cleared it out, and then
Which you can't just
tighten the thumb screw, and I was back in business.
Whole damn thing apart and just undo it.
I did panic for a brief second because I'm like, don't tell me this $160 upgrade that I bought is broken.
I prefer the old. I mean, this is stronger. There's no question about it. When everything's running right, the dual drive, recessed, inset, grab geary thing is just way better. The problem is it's not always running right.
Right. Well, square.
It almost never runs right nowadays. I mean, when it's printing, it's fine. But the minute I go to do a retraction or change the filament, it screws up. And it's somewhat easy to fix in the sense of once you get it apart, it's just, brush it out with a brush, get rid of the filament crap, and move on. The problem is the way this is designed, it's a major tear apart to get to where you can fix it. Where if they took this plate off, which you can't see what I'm doing here because it's all dark, they took this front plate off right here.
Mm-hmm.
Made this just like the Bondtech, where I could just lean this out, get a brush in there, and go, and then slide it back in. That would fix the whole problem, just like the Bondtech, just like you said you did.
A little thumb
screw. You open it up. You have access to the gears. You brush it out, and all they have to do is get rid of this front plate.
But that front plate's where they put their logo, so that that people know that you.
They can put that up.
A lot of money on something authentic.
They can put that up top because this thing has a completely open channel.
Right.
I mean, it's all clear see through. I mean, it's basically just a fancy MK8 when you get right down to it. It's a gear driven MK8.
Can you print something to put inside so the filament can't go where it's not supposed to?
No, it's 100% constrained path, and I think that's part of the problem. If this V groove up here, where the filament first comes in and actually is coming out and jamming, I think this is what it's jamming on, is right here. This little sharp point where they try and make it really tight to the gears. See that upper point?
Right.
We got rid of that. I don't think it would jam as much because I think it curls, catches that, and then it just winds around the gear. I'm guessing here, but that's my impression.
No. Shoot Sanjay an email with pictures and your thoughts.
I actually did take pictures, and guess what? I think I lost my spring.
Because Sanjay strikes me as the type of guy who's willing to.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling. He definitely. I got no problems with E3D. The company. I mean, everyone makes a big deal about E3D. E3D is still a small company when you get right down to it.
Right, they're just big in as far as the 3D printing world is concerned. There's not a whole lot of big companies in 3D printing, really big companies. If you're, by the definition,
Creality is probably actually, to be honest, the biggest.
And they're using Kickstarter lately.
Yeah, that I don't. I
do not get that.
That kind of is annoying to me.
And the way they did it was kind of shady. I don't think they realized it was being shady.
Yeah, well, that's just it. I don't think they understand the concept of how we perceive things here.
But like the way they did it was shady. So they started off with there was only 50 units you could get at the flash sale price, right? They blew through those 50 units in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then people started ordering the super early bird special, which was $30 more than the flash sale special, right?
Oh, that happens a lot.
But then they released another 100 units at the flash sale price. after 100 people had already paid $30 more.
Good
And then they
morning.
blew through all those, and people started buying the next tier, and then they released more for the flash sale price. No, you need to stick to your guns. You need to have determined before it started how many you're going to sell at this price, how many you're going to sell at the next price, and that's it. When they sell through those, don't release more at that price.
Yeah, don't go back step.
Right, because then that turns into a kind of shady deal where someone goes, "What do you mean you released more at the $265 price? I just paid $299." Well, now can I get some money back on mine because I've already ordered, and then you release more at the $265? No. So the way they did it was kind of crappy.
Yeah, there was a lot shady about that.
And I don't think
Again,
they
I
did it that
think it's
way.
a cultural thing. They don't see this shady because they don't understand our concept of marketing as well.
Well, and I don't think they get as upset about something being unfair.
Yeah,
Culturally.
when you're used to it.
Right. Where Americans jump up and down and whine and cry over every little thing that's not fair.
Right.
Not fair. I paid $299, and now you're telling me the next guy in line is only going to pay $265 for the same thing. It's not fair. Americans get upset over those sort of things.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, we're not going to ship them out. We're just doing it to find out how many we want. We're not going to manufacture it. And yet, here we are finding all the YouTubers are getting theirs already. So obviously they manufactured some already.
Vikings here. Toss them the link, see if they'll come in.
What's up, Viking? Not like you can't just scroll back and chat or nothing. No, it's not going to
Hey, good morning, John Matt.
oh, there it goes. It's going to Twitch too. Not that anyone watches on Twitch. I think I've gotten like 4
You
viewers.
working from home today, John Mac?
That's kind of annoying. To have to tear this thing apart every single time I change the filament. And I still like this extruder otherwise. I mean, I actually like it a lot otherwise.
Alt.
Just basically, with a Mara, you stick the filament in there, and when the roll runs out, you stick a new roll in. Don't try and change the filament.
X. G. G. Y.
Actually getting some work done today, Dan?
Control M along the x-axis. G on the X. G. G on the Y. Oh man. I wish I knew about this so much sooner.
Isn't it nice discovering new crap?
Vertex snapping and mirroring this easily. My camera's out of focus.
At all, Ricky?
What's that?
Are you a fusion guy at all?
No, and that's largely because I like to be able to just grab one vertice and move it.
Which you actually can do in Fusion, you know.
But they make it more convoluted.
Yeah, it's not their main way of modeling.
Right. So if I want to raise the roof on my vehicle a little bit, I want to be able to just grab that face and slide it up a little bit and then let go.
Yeah, which again you could do, but it's different.
Right.
It's more mechanical than it is physical.
Right. I don't want to have to type into a little box how much I want to move it. And
see, I'm just the opposite. I'd rather have that because I'm trying to do everything mechanically, numerically accurate. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't care about
Where
it.
you're trying to just do it visually accurate.
Right.
You can drag move in Fusion.
Yeah, you can. But like you said, you got to go grab the tool and do this. He just grabs the vertex. He doesn't even grab a tool or do anything. Like
Right.
Blender, click on it and drag it, and it goes.
Yeah, I don't have to mess with grabbing a different tool or jumping back in the sketch to a different plane.
Different modeling system.
Right. I grab the object I want to change. I hit the tab key. I grab the vertex. I move it. Done.
Guess I need my glasses because I can't see what the hell I'm doing.
So we want to
There we
mirror
go.
that.
Holy crap, vision.
So, Matt, you making anything good today?
On the X.
All right, it's all back together again. And I got a bunch of green freaking units here that are, I mean, they're actually done enough. All I was printing is the face on top of it, so they're still usable.
Set origin to the mass. Wait, what did I do?
Well, it's cool too much.
There you go.
It's sticking it a little too well.
Set origin to volume. There we are. Oh, it's okay.
Flex plates were the best thing ever designed for 3D printing. They just make life so much better.
Man, vertex snapping is beautiful. Why didn't I have this before?
You did. You just didn't know.
Why didn't I know this before? It's what I should say.
See, I sometimes find vertex snapping kind of a pain because it snaps at the places I don't want to be snapped to.
Well, but I click a button and I turn it off.
Yeah.
But while doing this building, I want the faces of these two separate objects to meet exact. And with vertex snapping on, I just, with the one selected, I mouse over the one I want it to line up to. I hit the G key and it goes. Bloop.
That's handy.
Yeah.
Just putting some stuff, Viking. Why don't you jump in for a while? There's a link just a little bit up in the chat.
D, G, B.
You know, it's funny. I got to scrape this off, and yet I don't. You know what I mean? It's only because it's one layer thick, and I can't get a grip on it. I wonder if I can get that bed to heat up fast enough to use the PEI. 'Cause I much prefer the PEI. I mean, this is my go-to face. If you're gonna do something really thin and you need it to hold, this stuff will hold it. The problem is it doesn't release it as well.
Render and it works. And yes.
And now I get a big old pet hair, freaking 3D printer pet hair mess. Freaking pet hair. I got a whole bunch of it on the floor here in front of me. Gotta vacuum it all up. Yeah, well, there's that.
All right.
I'm done with it. It's all back together. Not in the mood to fight with anything anymore. Done fighting with crap. Just want to print something and be done with it. Get off my keyboard.
This is
A
so
Viking and a Johnny Mac and a Dan and a whoever I missed before. I don't know. We got like a bunch of people watching this hair stream. It's already 11 o'clock in the morning. I did not realize that. I got to pee again. I just peed like 10 minutes ago. Oh, that's right. I'm old. You know you're old when you have to sit down to pee.
So I took just the components that I needed from the building and brought them over into a new file so that it would quit crashing on me.
Looks exactly the same to me, except for now it's just one wall instead of 4.
Right. Well, that's because all I did was I grabbed the corner piece and that wall, and that wall. That's what I brought in. Because those are the only pieces that are different. Everything else, it's just copy and snap together.
Copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste.
Kind of, yeah. So, like, for instance, if I take this whole wall now, and let's go to the top view, and I Alt-D to make an instance of it, and I rotate it -90.
I'm just going to print some now, and it's going to be one of them days. Dumbass.
Okay, Viking, get something good to eat and feel better.
I have no idea where the end of the freaking roll is. There it is.
Later, Viking.
Hopefully, do I have a underlying overlap somewhere? Or did it actually come out? Or do I have a twist?
So now with vertex snapping, that's this little thing right here. There's a magnet. You click on that to turn on snap. You tell it you want to snap to vertexes, vertice.
Man, you know what?
Now when I hit G,
That's
and
called
I'm hovering over the vertice I
normal.
wanted to snap to, it just snaps it to it.
You know what? That's like a normal everyday occurrence in Fusion. Like does that automatically. I don't even need to do all that snappy sitting up thing.
Right, but
So,
I can
yeah,
also turn it off and fine tune move it just as easy.
Did I move this thing? Something loose. Let's just print. I'm not going to worry about changing colors. I'm just going to print some.
Select all that.
I was trying to be all cute and everything and change
Alt-D.
colors, and I'm just not going to bother.
Drag that out. Let's go to the top view.
I wonder if I
Rotate it
do
180 degrees.
Idea Maker's filament change. They have a filament changing thing right in the cipher you can use. If that code would, I have a feeling part of it is like you were saying before, that it's cold or hot, or I need to find that perfect temperature to pull the filament out so it's soft enough to come out, but not so soft that it stretches and sticks to the gears. Does that make sense?
If it
Right.
gets cold, it gets a lump at the end.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just freaking annoying. That's all I know.
Snap.
How's that for an
There
answer?
we go.
All I know is it's freaking annoying. Might as well heat up the bed too. And I'll just print some yellow. I have noticed that certain filaments do it worse. Like the high temperature in the HTPLA is because it's a higher temperature. Like I bet I can change this yellow out where I only burn it at 205. It'll cool enough where it won't wrap around the gear. But the HTPLAs are too hot. I wonder if I just cooled it down to like 190 before I do a change filament. I wonder if that would do it.
Find out.
You know, just enough that it's soft and it'll pull out of the extruder and out of the heat break and not jamming the heat break, but not so, you know, cold that it, I don't know, not so hot that it's still liquid as it hits the gears. That's the problem, is where it's such a short, you know, filament path from the gear to the hot end that it's literally not even an inch long. It's only like a half, 3/4 of an inch between the hot end and the gear, that it doesn't have enough time to cool to hit the gear, so it's wet and liquid when it hits the gear. That makes sense? I'm guessing here. I'm thinking out loud.
Sounds like a good theory.
Right.
But I don't have that problem with that thing. And that's almost exactly the same thing. It's just not gear driven. It's just a direct drive. Almost exactly the same setup when you get right down to it.
All right. Now I've recreated the file where it was at when it started having problems.
Somebody went.
That was a notification from ESPN.
ESPN. Why? Why? I say.
Because the news thing sends me
Just
deals. The ESPN decided to. Earlier, Sports Illustrated sent me something.
I'm just picking on you. I don't give a crap about none of it. I stopped watching the news.
Well, I only have sports news.
I was having that disagreement with someone on Facebook, and someone we all know, and now they unfriended me and everything, but whatever. That, I'm watching the news and I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. It's like, dude, I haven't watched the news in a month. I don't watch any of the news networks, none of them. I turn on the news. I literally, because I have the DVR, I turn on the news and go to the bathroom, come back, fast forward, rewind to the weather, watch the weather, and then just turn the freaking thing off. The only thing I watch on the news now is the weather. Because it's all the same. Coronavirus this, coronavirus that. Somebody's good, somebody's bad, somebody's good, blah, blah, blah. I don't care.
Someone's 3D printing PPE in their basement.
Yeah, that's not even on the news. That what I would actually watch. The only part I watch is
I've seen it on the news stories many times.
Stay at home, or the doctors say it's okay to open up. I don't care about the politicians. I don't care when the doctors say it's time to go back to normal life. That's when we go back to normal life. Those are the people I'm going to listen to, not some moron in a suit and tie that has no freaking clue what he's talking about. On either side, Republicans or Democrats. Don't care. Shut the hell up. Let me hear from the doctors. They're the ones that know what the hell they're talking about. Right. Let's extrude some filament. Or not. It's sucking it in. But it's not pushing it out.
It'd be nice to have a job that pays that much and you can be wrong that often.
What? The weatherman? Yeah, weatherman around here is actually, come on. You're predicting the weather. How accurate can you really be? It's like the wind blows, clouds form and don't. You can't really expect it.
And sometimes a cold front that's moving south suddenly gets stopped from moving south any further.
It's not like they're just guessing.
It changes everything.
They have there's 10 or 15 weather computer models now, and they kind of take them all and scrunch them together and kind of say, okay, this is the average of what they all say.
Between what they all say, they say there's a 70% chance that this happens.
Yeah. People bitch about the weatherman and their predictions now. I'll tell you what, compared to what it was in the 70s, it's way more accurate.
Right. Or even it's the 90s.
Yeah.
It was still a crapshoot.
Yeah. It's
now they've got such detailed radar information.
Weather. You just can't. If one cloud moves a little different, it changes the whole freaking
Of course,
thing.
George Carlin said, if I want to know what the weather's like, I look outside.
Yeah. I look at the weather now and I go, my answer is it going to rain or isn't it? Is there a chance of rain or isn't it? Most of them will say, it's 50%. Jimmy, you're in Florida, so it's going to rain, it's going to be sunny, and it's going to be windy.
Yes, you're in Florida. There's a 100% chance that it's going to rain for 10 minutes today.
99% chance it's going to rain. 99% chance there's going to be sun. 99% chance it's going to be windy every single day. The only thing you got to watch the weather for is there will be a hurricane blowing over me tomorrow. Other than that,
or the storm's going to be bad enough that we're going to have some water spouts popping up along the beaches.
Where are you in Florida?
Lee County, Southwest Florida.
Right. Oh, that's right. You're over by the Gulf.
South of the end of Lake Okeechobee a little bit, and then head towards the Gulf.
Because Miami was like every day the weather was the same. It will sun, there will be rain, there will be wind. The only thing that changed was there will be a hurricane. That was it. Rain, sun, wind.
We've taken a few vacations to Florida.
Hurricane.
Every time we take a vacation to Florida, we're like, okay, well, You can see it's clouding up. It's going to rain for about 15, 20 minutes. Let's
Yeah.
go get a bite to eat. And by the time we get done eating, the rain will be gone. It'll be sunny again.
Yeah, I'll never forget flying into Florida one time. It was the bizarrest thing because we're up, it's sunny, we're coming into Fort Lauderdale. I think it was Fort Lauderdale or Miami. I can't remember which. But you can like see this cloud base, and you get the pilot comes across. Oh, we can't land. There's a major thunderstorm over the airport, and we're like flying over it, circling around this storm. And it's it looks this big. And you can see all the thunder and lightning, and it's over the airport, and it just shifts over, and then we went downwind. But you're literally circling this storm, and you can see it. It's like clear and bright and beautiful on either side of it. There's a couple puffy clouds, and in the middle is this big black thunderstorm, thunderhead, and we're just circling around and going, we can't land because it happens to be over the airport at this second.
I've had times here where I look out the front of the house, and the street lights are on, and it's raining like hell, and you look out the back of the house, and the sun's out and the birds are singing.
I've done that here. I've literally gone down, and like you're driving down the road, and one side of the road is wet, and the other side of the road is dry. I love that. That used to happen in Florida a lot more here, but it happens here on occasion too. You get just on the edge of that rain cloud path. You'd be driving down the road, and all of a sudden you're driving through this major downpour, and then you drive another quarter mile, and it's bright and sunny again.
You know what I've seen in Connecticut a few times is thunder snow.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That happens a lot up here. That's what I have a feeling we're going to get tomorrow, because we're supposed to get the snowstorm.
Happens
tomorrow.
a decent amount in Missouri as well.
Yeah, that happens a lot. It is bizarre though. It's not normal. It happens once in a while, but it's not a normal occurrence.
It's usually places that have the potential to get lots of snow when they get it.
Yeah. It's really warm, and then it comes through really cold, and then it gets really warm again. Usually causes thunder snow.
Yeah.
It is bizarre though when it's snow and the thunder and lightning and everything. It's just a weird effect.
The worst things we would get in Kansas City all the time was the ice storm. So I'll take a blizzard and a foot of snow over an ice storm any day.
Yes.
I was driving home from work one day in the thunder snow, and it was big, heavy flakes. It was coming down, and I had a stretch of road about 4 miles, straight as an arrow. And I'm going along fine. I'm staying in the grooves, and now it comes to a corner, and I go to turn the wheel, and the steering wheel wouldn't turn because all the snow built up inside the fenders and wouldn't let the tires turn.
Whoops.
I forgot. I could have freaking saved that print. Damn it. Because Repetier has automatic, like if I cut the power to it, it has automatic print save. So it would have homed, which is what it's going to do. Because I hit it and then forgot about it. It puts it in a print queue. I probably could have saved that print. Damn it. If you cut the power with Repetier, if you cut the power to the Pi, it'll save where the print head was and height and all that. And it'll say, do you want to restart?
That must have sounded weird to Ricky. I used to live about 50 miles northwest of Lama.
Not even. Like 5 miles.
More than 5. North side of Hartford?
Oh, I thought you lived in Black Point. You just vacation down there a lot?
No, I was on the north side of Hartford.
You always talk about Black Point. So
we used to vacation at Crescent Beach.
If you watch any of my quadcopter videos on I have my other YouTube channel, Little Quadcopter, Black Point's in the video. It's like on the left corner of. Actually, it's before that because you can see the power plant. Black Point's right there at the power plant, basically.
I remember before the power plant was there.
I don't quite remember that. I remember them finishing it, so yeah. I remember them building it. I lived at one out on Long Island. Did you hear about that one?
Yeah.
They built that multi-billion-dollar power plant on Long Island. Out just short of Orient Point, I guess it was. I don't remember exactly where it was. Fired it up for 5 minutes, and the safety water tub thing, whatever, cracked open, and it spilled all the water coolant out. And they decided it would cost more money to fix it than to just tear it down. The thing ran for 5 minutes.
Oops.
Like 10 years to build it, and another 15 to disassemble it. And it ran for 5 minutes. They're like, nope, it's not safe. We had, I guess it was, the concrete pour or the concrete they used wasn't strong enough or something. And they're like, we're not going to take the chance to find out that the actual reactor has that same concrete in it and it could crack, or we don't want another, 3 Mile or Chernobyl or any of that kind of crap.
I hope I'm around long enough to see how the world's going to change when they get a fusion reactor going.
Yeah. Yeah, a friend of mine, that's what he does for a living. He disassembles nuclear power plants. He did the little one up here in East Haddam. I don't even think people realize there was a little itty bitty power plant in East Haddam.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was right on the side of the Connecticut River. All you ever saw if you went up the Connecticut River was a little concrete dome. It was tiny. It was like one of the first ones in the area. Okay, something's wrong. It's like majorly under extruding or over extruding or something. But it's making a freaking mess. I think I'm done with it. I'm just not in the mood to deal with it anymore today. Stop. Don't know what happened. Not in the mood to care. But it just made a mess on the bill plate. It's all being skippy and crap. I think it's just too close to the bill plate. I must have squished something when I was unbuilding the print head.
Probably got knocked out of whack when you were dealing with it.
When I pulled it apart, or one of the lead screws when I was pushing on it, pulling on it, when the lead screws got higher or lower than the other. But it's all like janky. It's all freaking scuzzy. It's all bouncy. It's like it's extruding and then stops and extruding and stops, which usually tells me it's too close. Or too far away, one or the other. But I just don't. Not in the mood to care. Shutting it off. Done playing with that thing. No more switching filaments with that printer. It's not going to do it anymore.
It's running whatever color's on it until that roll's empty.
Yeah. It normally, I mean, it's not right now, but it normally just prints fine. I guarantee you, I just got one of the lead screws dropped while I was working on it.
Yeah. Before I got this Bondtech direct drive, I couldn't do even if I wanted to, I could have done one of those, color change it a certain layer where you just pause the print and swap the filament.
That thing does it without a problem.
I couldn't have done that with the S4 before getting the Bondtech because after only like 10, 15 seconds, the Z motors will lose just a little bit of torque and allow one side or the other to, usually the side you're pushing on while you're trying to push in new filament, to drop just that much.
That's just keeping the motors from going to sleep.
Right.
That's got nothing to do with the extruder.
Right, but you couldn't with that Bowden, you couldn't swap the filament that fast.
Yeah. Well, you just set the sleep mode to stay longer.
You can't do that on a Creality board.
Well, you can if you redo the firmware, but if it's stock, you can't. You're right.
Yeah. So you're stuck with, after like 10, 15 seconds, it allows that side to droop just a little bit while you're trying to push in. While with this Bondtech, while everything's still nice and hot, you pause the print, you can hit the swap filament, it ejects the old, you push the button to put the new, and then you hit continue.
Yeah.
You can do all
what
that.
I normally do with this, but it's not working with this. freaking up. So I got to tear it apart every time I do that, which is really, really annoying.
Something I like about the Prussias and color change. They're so easy.
Well, this used to be easy until, I don't know.
Well, because you can even use their slicer to put a pause in it, right?
Absolutely.
And their slicer, you can tell it at this layer to pause.
Yep.
Look at that. It's all like, looks like spray foam.
What kind of firmware are you going to use, Vince?
Yeah, I think I was just angled because it's too tight on one side, not on the other. One of the motors slipped. Big old mess.
Time to change the filament and start a new print.
Oh no, don't change filament.
I got to change colors.
I can use this better, or is that going to hit? Oh, it's going to hit. It's too wide. Really like to use this PCI. This is my favorite one, but it's too big for that printer. This is a big ass bed.
What size is it?
Huh?
What size?
I don't actually know. It's I got it off of Printed Solid because it was wicked cheap. I had the PEI. Tim from TH3D sent it to me when he sent me that one for a test thing. I guess he just had a spare one and he threw it in the box. Just the sheet of PEI, but the sheet metal I got from Printed Solid, it's their one to fit the rail core. It's like, oh, it's bigger than 300. It'll fit mine. Well, it's way bigger than 300. And I don't know where's my metric tape measure go? I don't know. It's 13 and a half by 13 and a half, I think. Oh, by 12 and 3/4.
Interesting.
Big. Which is fine on that. Because that's huge.
I need 410 by 410.
They have that.
I know.
It's only $20. They're the Printed Solid has the cheapest, just the sheet metal. No print surface.
Yeah.
Just the sheet metal. It's like $19. I don't even think it was that much. I think I paid 17 for this one, which is freaking cheap. It is thinner, which I actually like.
But yeah, I need the magnet and all that stuff.
Yeah, I would just do the TH3D then, or if you want, you can get the Wham Bam. But
I keep waiting for the TH3D to come back in stock, and I have the money.
Yeah, that's the problem. Having the money.
Every time they're back in stock, I don't have any money.
Yeah. Well, Printed Solid has them now too. You can get the magnet and the sheet and the.
Do they?
Yeah. Yeah, but they're all for. They don't list them by size. They list them for a certain printer, which I wish they just list the size and say, this is 310 by whatever.
I think it was about a week ago. Tim was talking about he had put in a new order and got a bunch.
Who, Tim? Yeah, Tim did. Oh, there's my electric one. It's
If Chris got it to work, you'll get it to work, Vince.
It's 340 by 320. The actual plate size. Which I may buy another one where it's so much cheaper because it's like, it's only $5, but I don't know. 6 of one, half of the other. I can get it from Tim or I can get it from Dave.
Yeah, I don't see any of their flex sheets that would be 400 by 410 by 410.
He'll do it for you.
Okay.
All you gotta do is send him an email. He'll cut it whatever size you want. It'll cost you an extra $5. But he's not ridiculous about it. He's not going to charge you $100 for it. He'll just charge you like $5 or $10 for the extra, for the custom size. Because he's done it. Who else did it? I think he did it for. Didn't he do it for Alien for his bed?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
I think he cut the sheet for Alien.
Who's it? Glenn got his custom PEI sheet for the FK1 from.
Oh, he did? That's
Oh.
good.
That might have been printed solid too.
Might have been.
Either that or he got it from something he got from LDO.
Because it's huge. It's like 1,200 by.
Yeah. Well, that's, I mean, that's off the roll.
No maker fair.
Now,
Just cutting it off the roll they get.
he was talking about making his. Glenn was talking about making his Z height taller on the FK1
Yeah, I heard that.
because he wants to make a 1,000% benchy.
Yeah,
And he didn't have the Z height to do it.
meters or so.
1001. He's got to be
1001,
bigger than
yeah.
1,000.
He wants to do
Get to
1,000.
1,000. It's got to be 1,001%.
And he can only do 998 right now or something.
Or something like that, yeah. 99.8 or something.
Yeah. He can't even do 1,000. He wants to do 1,001.
Yeah.
So he has to increase his Z height so he can't.
He's got
I still haven't seen-
alcohol on there. Can you imagine printing a freaking Benchy 1,000% with a 0.4 nozzle?
Right?
I mean, it's amazing just having a 0.8. This has got a 0.6 on it. That's the only one I got. It's got a 0.4. I got a 0.6. Anything over like an Ender 3, put a 0.6 on. It's amazing how much time it saves just having that little bit bigger nozzle. And the 0.6 doesn't really lose detail in it. I mean, it does a little bit. This was done with 0.6. You can't tell. I mean, that line there is where I glued it together because I printed split. But you can't tell it's a 0.6 nozzle. And you can still print it 0.2 layer height. I usually do with the 0.6 nozzle. And you still get decent layer height detail. I love the 0.8 too because you can print vases that are like watertight. It looks nice seeing the layer line. You know, it's a nice fat layer line. It just looks nice.
Put an 8
We've been on line for almost 3 hours. 11:30. It's almost lunchtime. What am I going to do for lunch? Wonder if I got any barley left. Maybe I'll make some beef barley soup. I got a little hamburger left. Beef barley soup. That would be for dinner, though. If I start making it now, it would be better for dinner. What do I have for lunch? Tuna fish sandwich? I don't know. I just don't know.
Here it is. Okay. No.
You've been measured.
We are. How big?
I would like to get an Ender 5, whatever it is, big. The Pro is the same size with fancy features, and then there's a Ender 5 Plus. Is that it?
Yeah.
I would take the Ender 5 over an Ender 3 or a CR10. I like the box frame better. Definitely. Definitely. I'm not big on the swinging beds. All I can hear is Jimmy's freaking printer is whining.
I couldn't hear that one, Llama. What'd you say?
I said that well, we can hear is your printer is whining. And then you're like, I can't hear that. My printers are too loud.
Oh, there was a garbage truck collecting outside.
It was just funny the timing and what you said, that's all.
It's garbage day here, and they were winding up right outside my window.
Yeah, pick up you can. Do you have city garbage or do you have private?
City.
Oh, that's good. We're one of the last towns in Connecticut to still have city garbage.
Yeah, we get once a week.
Everyone here bitches about the taxes, and then they go, well, we'll get rid of the garbage. And everyone's like, okay, we'll pay our taxes. Because from what I understand, next to school is our biggest expense, and then it's garbage pickup. It's like our second largest expense in town. Everyone's like, "Oh, we need to cut our taxes." And the town's like, "Okay, we'll get rid of the garbage pickup. That'll halve your taxes." Everyone's like, "Nah, we'll pay the taxes." Not having city garbage is just stupid. We actually, our town, the town's good about it and everything. We got our cans for free when they went to the whole, you have to have the special can for the recycling and the garbage so that you don't have to get out and pick it up.
Yeah, we got that too.
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, I worked in a garbage truck. Everyone had, old galvanized steel garbage cans, and you got out of the truck, you picked it up, you threw it in the hopper. Now it's all automated, but they paid for everything. When we got them, it wasn't like, oh, we're gonna all do the garbage cans. I'm gonna charge everyone $100, and we'll get you a can. No, we got the cans for free when they first started using the automated. We do have to pay.
Garbage is a one-man operation down here. They get the trucks with the arms.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
If I want another one, I have to pay the $80, I think, for the can. Plus, I have to pay like $200 or $300 a year for them to pick up the extra can.
If you want an extra one here, you just wait till the hurricane. There'll usually be a couple floating.
Yeah. But they don't charge you for extra pickup, though, right?
No, you can put out couches and crap like that, and they'll come by, tag it, and then come back for the claw truck.
Yeah, well, we do that twice a year. We have automatic. They don't even whack you twice a year.
Oh, we can do that
right now. We're not doing it now because we got the beaches, so all the beach houses like open up right around now, and instead of having all that crap floating around, they just assume pick it up. So twice a year, every spring, every fall, we have a junk day, they call it, where you can put anything within reason. There are some limitations, but pretty much anything out on the road, and you have a week where if you put it out within a couple of days, they'll come get it.
So
lucky here, Michael. If they break the can, they got to get you a new one.
So the biggest benchy I could do on the S4 would be 724%. Would take 4 days, 8 hours, and 9 minutes. 1,274 grams of plastic.
Which how many grams is a roll? That's actually
1 kilogram would be 1,000 grams. So it'd
Little
be
less than half a roll.
one and little over a quarter of a roll.
Oh, right, because it's 2.2 pounds. It's not 2.2. 1 kilo. 2.2.
1
right.
kilo, 1,000 grams.
Right.
So 1,274 grams. So just a little over a roll.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It'd take 4 days, 8 hours, and 9 minutes.
1 kilo, 2.2 pounds. I always think of it as, I keep thinking it's 1 pound, 2.2 kilos, which is not right.
Right.
But that's just because my brain is backwards.
We get kilos washing up on the beach. They call them square grouper.
Square group.
I saw that happen one day. I was at the beach. I had about 70 square grouper come rolling up onto the beach. There was cops everywhere in about 5 minutes.
Anyway, on that note, it's been 3 hours, a little over, and I think I'm going to kill it.
Well, it's been nice chatting with everybody this morning. I wish you all a good day.
It's still raining, so I'll still be in here working on Blender stuff.
I think you should start your own stream, Tanner.
I don't know. I don't feel like it.
I don't feel like it. I know the feeling. I almost didn't stream this morning. I was kind of so.
I want to cuss at Blender because it's crashing again. I got to find out what's causing it to crash.
Save all your files, delete Blender, reload it.
StreamYards is a resource hog.
Yeah, StreamYards is a resource hog. Although it's not the worst. I mean, it's not it's not the OS's.
Oh, good, buddy.
Yeah. So I got to figure out why that's crashing, and so there will probably be cussing. So I don't want to stream that.
I'm only using like 44% of my CPU, and this is a little chuggy piece of crap, Mac Mini.
Yeah. Well, right now I've got. I had not only Blender open, but I had Daz Studio open, and
oh god, that's why.
yeah.
Daz Studio was a serious resource.
Yeah, so Blender and Daz Studio open at the same time.
Daz Studio is a CPU freaking hog.
But
actually, I think it's a graphics unit hog.
I did do a video earlier this week of the face transfer thing on Daz Studio.
I sort of have watched that.
It's well, and I broke it down so quickly and easily. The whole video is less than 4 minutes long.
Yeah, you know that's been around for like ever in that. You've been able to do that for like years, Daz Studio.
But the whole face transfer thing is new.
The cutter's handy to have.
No, they've been doing the face transfer for years. Poser's been doing it since like 2000.
Where you take a single photo and it makes a 3D model off of it?
You just make a what do you call it? Map for it.
No, this changes the whole topology of the model and everything.
Yeah, it's improved, but you used to be able to map it in Poser and it would do it. Daz Studio has been able to do it for like 5 or 6 years.
Right, but that was just taking and texture mapping a photo onto their model, and then you had to change the shape of it. This actually will make the nose the shape of their nose and widen the cheeks out.
We used to do that. It was
eye shape.
First layer.
There was a plugin that did it years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, Carrera.
Really reasonably priced. Like 2 days after I downloaded Daz Studio, which is free, they sent me a coupon code to knock like 50% off. So I got face transfer for $20.
Yeah.
So for $20, I can, and the main reason for that was so that I could, as I'm working on these action figures, I can make heads based off of photographs of somebody and make a unique looking head in just a matter of minutes, rather than taking me hours to make a unique head.
Why did I take the whistles outside?
Yeah, well, it's going to happen sooner or later.
Oh, hot little girl delivering flowers.
How's mom doing?
I'm going to kill it.
All right. Later, Tom. Later, Jimmy.
Later, guys.